What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Thursday, May 5th to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. Coming off another winning day overall. We just keep stacking these winning days. I would like to look at what the last month has been, but I don't think it's a stretch to say it's the best month we've had, clearly. I mean, we just keep winning. And it feels really good. It feels like we're seeing things clearly. I did have a bit of a nightmare situation. I can laugh because it's a winning day. But when Hedman scored, about 2.5 seconds left, I thought, oh, wow, Gogster cashes his first period, and I'm on my way. And then my face went ghost white. The same sort of thing when I accidentally killed the squirrel. I was like, oh, no, please, no. I never bet the Lightning. I forgot to bet the Lightning. When the show was over, I was so caught up in the first period unders and whether I pulled the trigger on the Carolina-Boston and Edmonton-LA first period unders. It just took I left money on the table. I don't hate myself because I wasn't getting enough sleep, and it happens once or twice a year. But I did go 4-1 in NHL without the fucking Lightning plus 115. Oh, man. Even when you're shining, something comes up to just you right in the chocolate starfish. Wild -1 cashed at plus 126. Kings Edmonton under 6.5 cashed minus 115. Blues team total under 3 cashed minus 119. LA Kings Edmonton first period under 1.5 at plus 125 cashed, and Boston Carolina first period under 1.5 lost. So 4-1 plus 3.46 units, and Mr. Gogster coming off a 3-in-1 day himself plus 2.20 units. So we came together and ate. Remo says, talk about your hat, please. Yeah, absolutely. This was a gift from Jeff Slaughter when I was leaving San Antonio. San Antonio Spurs ABA hat. So yeah, man, that's my hat, Most my guy. Ron Crawford, spreadsheet play today, LA Angels and NHL play today, Colorado -1.5. Ron, you are white hot right now. Don't think I haven't noticed. Now, I know that that's my last thing to do is catch up on the spreadsheet play of the day, Taint, Dan Kelly's database play of the day, and catch up with Jose's records. But that will be done shortly. Spreadsheet plays of the day are in. Richie Rich, yes, it was a good night. It was a great night in NHL, good night overall, because I lost with the Mavs, so I went 0-1 in NBA. But Durrell, look at Durrell, cashing. He keeps rolling. And then 4-4 in MLB, which was a little disappointing. Arizona, Miami, first 5 under 4. That was screwed right off the top when Mad Bum got knocked out. I ran with Jose, and I'm very thankful for that, with Atlanta, New York Mets, first 5 under 3.5. Rays -1 at plus 104 cash. Texas, Philadelphia, first 5 under 4.5 was easy casher. Then I lost the Yankees double up. First 5 in full game, loss, -115, -111 respectively. And then lost badly with the Cincinnati, Milwaukee, first 5 under 4.5, -125. Cash the Rockies, first 5 -0.5 with the crew. And it did cross my mind before I bet the Rockies first 5. I was like, our numbers aren't great when we are all on the same play. But the capping got us there. And I let go of that angle and did cash with it. And I'm very thankful that I cashed with it. So I feel good. And that's my first really big winning day of the playoffs. I haven't got off to a great start in the playoffs. So now in the playoffs in NHL, I'm 6-5, plus 1.46 units, ROI plus 13.27%, average line plus 106. And that's without the Lightning. Oh, man. And my girlfriend was like, you can still use it. You talked about it on the show the whole time. I was like, it doesn't work like that. I didn't bet it. I forgot to bet it. I forgot to put it out there. I forgot to do all of that shit, so it doesn't count. Frustrating. But thankful to be here with you guys. So let's get right to work. We have a great group here, and we have a great show for you guys. No NBA on today's slate. So no Dutch, sadly, and his 65.4% hit rate against the spread. We don't have that going with us. But we have NHL with Mr. Gogster, and no reason for us not to heat up. And then we have Daby Cab. Daby Cab making a second appearance here in MLB on the show. First appearance, 4-1 plus 3.11 units. So that's another thing that of course I'm heating up because everybody around me is heating up. all the cappers that we're rolling with are fucking white hot right now. And we are a team. So the hotter you guys get, the more money I make. So stay hot. And we are 24 hours away from our Kentucky Oak special, which means we're 48 hours away from our Kentucky Derby special. Yeah, pop them up, man. Cash and Fridays tomorrow, and then the Kentucky Derby special. So we got horses. It's my second favorite weekend of the year. Of course, my favorite weekend is Breeders' Cup weekend. This is my second favorite weekend, and I'm very, very, very excited. And the excitement is also mixed with being very thankful to have this opportunity to cap sports all day long and cap with you guys and succeed off of it. Fucking joyous, baby. Viper NB in the house is heading to Vegas, and they can't wait on Angels first 5 minus a half. Why did that not come up here? For some reason, it didn't come up here. Got to figure out how to copy and paste this. Angels first 5 minus a half. Angels minus 1.5. Brewers minus 1.5. Toronto. That's supposed to be Cleveland, I imagine. Toronto, Cleveland over 7.5. Orioles first 5, but I don't bet shit teams. Okay, Vibe. All right. Vibe, safe travels, my man. Safe travels. Jose, could you copy and paste that? And I don't know what to do. Maybe just could you DM? I know I'm asking a lot here for one comment, but if you could DM that to me on Twitter, I'd like to copy and paste that on my worksheet. And I'm using 2 computers, and I'm really feeble with technology here. Mr. Vape says, so I'm here to saying to myself, I should bet minus 1.5 and 2.5 on every team this year playing against the Reds. Well, I was afraid to fade the Reds today. There's big bets that have been placed on Hunter Green on the Reds. And you guys both saw me cash big first 5 full game on Hauser last out, so I'm a little hesitant. Dennis Garcia, I know that that you your bankroll size you bet appropriately, and losing on the Mavericks last night will not hurt you that bad. And I know that your bankroll will be much larger after our horses over the next 48 hours. So great to see you, my man Dennis, and we'll get all that back. That I lost, I lost $150 on the Mavs plus 6 last night, but I did sleep. I hadn't slept for 2 days. So you're seeing a man that has sleep, and it's important to have sleep before 48 hours of hardcore horse racing action and boozing. So let's keep rolling here. Sammy Calmer says Scott Foster is the only person who can save the Mavs. Save the Mavs. Jose also, who is just a taint hair away from 30 units. I honestly think the way he's going every day, the way he's locked in and focused, and he's just focused on one sport, and he's just hammering it every single day. Would it shock you if he can break the century mark at the end of the season and hit 100 units? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. On top of that, we're trying out our first experiment this next coming week, Jim. I think I'm going to end up going to Boston Red Sox, Texas Rangers, going up. Might be seeing my pal Daby Cab. Might even do some live shows with Daby Cab sitting right beside him.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Have to decide whether I want to make that trip up to Dallas and potentially just destroy my body and sleep schedule, but might be doing it. Who knows?
I think that's a great idea. I support that heavy. Ronnie Imbergia in the house. Cash with Heat minus 4.5 first half. Canes and Lightning. Great job. TJ, look at that. Over 30% ROI. Let's go. There's Big Reds. It's Carolina puck line. 5.5 over. Are those not gifts? Are people not watching the same games as me? Boston can only compete for one period, and they're just overwhelmed, says Big Red. I think you nailed that, Big Red. So Big Red, I guess Big Red does not expect any kind of bounce back in Boston. It's a tough place to play. We had in games 3 and 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals, I had some friends that went to Boston for that, and they were very scared. And they were lucky to get out of that arena alive. A couple of them got beat up. A couple of them got pissed on in the urinals, wearing their Sedin jerseys. It's a dangerous place. So if you're a Hurricane fan, don't go. Roger that in the house says a great Wednesday to a terrible Wednesday. Start off 3-3, but start off 3-0. Okay, we'll get that back. Right? Serious business, and now it's crazy. Serious business back in action. There's Walla, Dose, William Torres, short shot, Timmy, ready to go from the shore in beautiful Vancouver, Canada. I like it. I respect that. And Dennis Garcia said Scott Foster should do games 3 and 4 in Dallas. Johnny Gonzalez, great to see you, my man. Yeah, it was a great day in NHL yesterday. Great day. There's Nut Flush Allen, also just eating. Ronnie Crawford, Rem Most, that talk about your hat. I did. And spreadsheet plays of the day are in. Richie Rich ready to go. And TJ's action is in. TJ's action is in. Let me make sure I have it here. And I have made 3 bets, TJ, and we have all different action. We're not against each other, but different action. So let me just copy and paste that right now. God, I just copied and pasted that right under the Daryl Sutter quote. This is Daryl Sutter quote. It says, "It's playoffs. Guys get hit. It's the way it works. Guys that don't get hit usually lose." God, I'm happy he's not my dad. He reminds me of my dad, but I love him as a coach. Let's keep rolling. He'd be a scary dad. You would probably be a very successful person if he was your dad. But he scares me, and I respect it. Danny Lopez in the house. DJ Big Boss. Short shot Timmy dabbing down the highway. My guy, drive safe. Firesides on Mariners, Moneyline, and Rangers, Panthers, Parlay. I did move on the Panthers first period. We're going to get in that very soon. Sean Pulliam. Tease. We got Tease in the house. Mike M. Clint Star, the diehard MMA podcast says, "Give me those derby picks, Jimmy." I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. I haven't decided exactly the bet yet and the amount. I figure I'll use about $500 for the race, somewhere around there. If it's 600, it's 600. If it's 450, whatever. But I imagine I'll bet $500 on the race, and I'm very, very excited. There's Chief. Oh, Chief, I want to know: are you Chiefy on Twitter? Are you Chiefy on Twitter? Because someone named Chiefy had a comment, and I was like, I don't know if this is Chief. If it's Chief, I'll follow you right away. Vipe, it's all good. Yeah.
By the way, I'd like to be in on your Kentucky Derby bet this year, so I'd like to be included.
Would you like to be included in the pick 5 or the Derby bet?
Jimmy, I want to be included in the one that wins, so I would think I'll go with the Derby. I think I'll go with the Derby. I don't know.
Okay, well, think that over. What you want to do? Because
we'll do both. Fuck it, Jimmy. We ride together. We die together. Bad boys for life.
I respect that. Johnny Gonzalez in the house says, Jose to the fucking moon. Yeah, I don't see, literally, with the way he's locked in and focused and doing it every day, I don't see why he doesn't hit triple digits. But we're going to do it 10 units time. Let's not talk about triple digits anymore. Just go 10 units time. We hit 30. We focus on 40. And so on. There's Top Set ready to go. Daby Cab ready to get the work. Nasty Nate says, Boston bounce back in effect. Nasty Nate, you think that with the Bruins? Or just the Celtics? And he says, "Welcome to Beantown." Yeah, it was funny. The stories of these guys. There's a couple comics that went to Boston in their cities jerseys, and both got punched in the face and both got pissed on. So, yeah, and they didn't tell the story with like a smile. They told this. It was like a ghost story. They would like look around and then whisper it. Okay, we got to get to work. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Daby Cabs one in. Okay, we'll talk. We'll get everybody in, man. It's sports are a thing that brings everybody together, baby. And the Derby does that as well. All right, Saturated, let's go. He says, thanks for those NHL plays. Let's get more money coming in and bring on your next guest, fresh off a glorious night. Would have swept the board if he didn't make the addition. And the addition was partially the fact that he felt St. Louis was going to keep hammering away and scoring in the first period, down 3-0 after the first. I think that game 2s are the easiest bet in the NHL. In saying that, I'm a little uncomfortable with the Rangers at this price. And Louis Domingue, we know these stories. That's what playoffs are all about. So without further ado, God, I feel good. 24 hours away from the Kentucky Oaks, 48 hours away from the Derby. Sun is shining. How does life get better than this? Fucking great. Let's bring on your next guest, the pride of Belleville, Ontario. And that's an easy thing to be because Belleville's pretty shitty, pretty easy to rise to the top in Belleville. And your next guest has done that. Please welcome Mr. Gogster in the house. Gogster, how are you?
Hiya. How are we doing today, guys? Happy Kentucky Derby week there, Jimmy. Coming off a nice week there. That edition, I Just, I thought St. Louis would come out a little better, but hey, coming off a 3-1 night, can't complain. Today's games, a little tougher, I think, Jim. I like yesterday's card a little bit better, but let's get back after it, guys. No sleep for the wicked here.
Yeah, let's attack. And I liked yesterday's card much better as well, except for the tremendous mistake of, I couldn't believe it. You should have seen it because Gogster, Hedman scored, and I was like, Gogster got it. I'm on my way. And then I just froze.
Oh, no.
Because I realized, I was like, wait a minute.
It's rare to do, but it happens,
Fuck.
It's rare. It's fucking rare.
But it happens. And if I had had a even money day, I would have been just fucking livid. But nice big 4-1 winning.
Yeah, so someone on Twitter there, Jimmy, sent me a message because I was at work, and he's like, "Can you believe we hit that?" And I was thinking, "Oh, fuck, do we actually hit this?" And then I checked the highlight, 3 seconds there, right in front of the net.
It was gorgeous.
The good Lord, the good Lord Gambler had her back there, so we'll take it any way we can get it.
There's Dutch Boy Fresh in the house. Look at what a guy he is. Even when he's got the day off, he still jumps in the chat and says, "What up?" Says, "Let's fucking go Bronco." Dutch Boy Fresh hitting at 65.4% on the show. Can you believe that?
My God, I don't know. I wish I could hit that fucking record.
Let's get to work. And so you said yesterday how you like those games, that group of games from last night. These are the group of games that I fucking love.
Perfect.
And I got so giddy on Tuesday night. Like it was, I was just like, no, I had taken a little sour edible. So I was sitting on the couch just like, I was just so excited. Like I was just like, this is the Rangers game was on, the studying for the Derby and the basketball game going back. Where I was like, this is fucking magic. Spenny Penny Bombs 3-1 NHL last night after 4-0 the day before. Let's keep it going. East first round game 2. Pittsburgh leading 1-0. Pittsburgh Penguins 46-25 and 11, 23-12-6 on the road at the New York Rangers 52-24-6, 27-10-4 at home over the regular season. We're in Madison Square Garden in New York. Louis Domingue.
Yes.
And there's always a name that you don't expect that becomes a storyline in the NHL playoffs. And here we go. Louis Domingue, 30-year-old journeyman. This year in Wilkes-Barre Scranton, he was quite good. 924 save percentage, 10-9 and 2.41 goals against average. Not great, but a 924 save percentage tells the tale. 0 shutouts, but still he was quite good. Shesterkin, 36-13 and 4, 2.07 goals against average, 935 save percentage, 6 shutouts. And so you have the best goalie in the league going up against a 30-year-old journeyman. And we know from history that the 30-year-old journeyman can step up and play out of his mind. And
you got to say the pressure's on Igor big time here though in the playoffs. I would
absolutely
after that regular season, he can't go down 2-0. It wasn't excuse me necessarily his fault. When you go up against 72 shots, Jimmy, in a game, you save 69 of them. Usually, you're going to win that game. Usually, you're not going to see that many shots. That was an insane amount. So I do expect a better performance. But Louis Domingue, he's a journeyman. For the most part, though, I would expect a home game here for the Rangers. Second game, it's a big one here for them. So I thought the line, to be honest, was kind of low because you also with Raquel and DeSmith, I don't want to say they're really gonna have to rely on Domingue, Jimmy, but Rangers are gonna throw the kitchen sink, I think, at him tonight. He looked good though. He looked good. He saved 17 in that overtime game, guys. The one thing I noticed though, deeper dive, they were 1 for 1 in the power play, Jim. The Rangers, they only had 1 power play opportunity, and 33 hits. It was a physical game. So seeing that 1 power play, I think they're going to get a little more calls this game too. The Rangers, Pittsburgh had 4.
Do you know what happens when you have a hooking penalty and you go back to the bench and Sidney Crosby's on that bench and you have a 2-minute hooking penalty in the playoffs?
Yeah, that's true. What if it's a bad call though?
Well, look, Sidney Crosby creates accountability. He's the single greatest grinder in the history of the sport, and he was at his best in game 1. Now, the idea is, are Malkin and Crosby going to be tired? I mean, I don't know. They're older. They're certainly the older hockey team. Is Letang going to be tired, after that huge?
They were leaning on them big time. They were huge in that game. Letang, that veteran presence, I have that here. Even Getzel, he was huge in that game too. So Third over. That was almost 2. They almost played 2 games in 1, guys. Third over. You don't see that too often. You have 3 overtimes. 83 shots on goal too from the Rangers. I believe they had 83 shots on goal. So between DeSmith and Domingue. So it's. I think I'm going to have to go with the Rangers too. They're the younger hockey team, Jim. They're at home. I'm kind of simple. This is probably my favorite play on the card. Yesterday, I liked Edmonton. This one, I tweeted out 2 picks, guys. An overnight play there, Jimmy. This is one of them here. Yeah, I got Rangers on the regulation line. I don't see this going to overtime, guys. It's the last thing they want to do. Plus 107, I got it at. I even got it at a plus number there. Regulation, Jim. I'm leaning on Shesterkin and what I've seen from him over time. The defense too, guys. Probably I've seen it all year from the Rangers. They got to transfer it over to the playoffs. You're going up against a veteran team, but man, the Rangers defense are very accountable. Just give them another chance. It kind of reminds me in a way of Minnesota. You give Minnesota another shot, and God, did they ever look? They look so much better in that game, Jimmy. And St. Louis was night and day. They were night and day in that hockey game. So we're going to see an overtime game, and that probably 7 games too in that St. Louis miniseries. But here, I do think we're going to see a much better performance from the Rangers, and I think the refs are going to give them a couple more calls too, Jim.
I'm nervous, and I think the price is too expensive for the Rangers. In all honesty, there's these guys like Crosby just seems so locked in. Now, Malkin, Crosby, Gensel, Rust combined for 9 points, 30 shots on goal between the 4 of them. I need to stop everything. 1 for the money, 2 for the show. No team is safe. Back in action. Love seeing you. I need to stop because Big Show picks is on Messier, Taba, Crown Pride, and White Barrio, and I fucking love it, Big Show. I mean, you're gonna if you cash an exacta or a try with those 4 horses, you're gonna get paid enormously. I love you being away from Zandon, Epicenter. I really respect you keeping them off your card. I think I absolutely love your 4 horses. Now, I'm not using White Barrio and anything, and I'm only going to use Crown Pride in 3rd at this point, and I'm not going to use White Barrio, but I think I love it. I think that's how you if you cash an exacta or try, you're going to make enormous amounts of money with a very small investment. And so I think that's just a gorgeous way of doing it. I really love it, Big Show. It makes me so excited. Richie Rich on Pittsburgh team total under 2.5 says we see the best goalie in the game tonight. That is a spot I did look at quite a lot. I looked at for a long time. Ron Crawford says under defense is going to tighten up. That's another spot that I was thinking about. Let's shut out Shesty here. He did make 79 saves. So he did break the record from the great Gump Worsley from back in 1962, old Gump Worsley. And he's only 6 behind the record of the great Jonas Korpisalo. How does he have that record? I know you mentioned that yesterday.
How does Jonas Korpisalo, Swiss cheese, like it must have been frozen or something, because how the hell did he get that? Well, that just shows how bad Columbus's defense is too, Jim. Their defense is fucking awful. Let's
just look at the line here. So it did get up to the Rangers at minus 165 at 9 in the morning, but it's come back. It's minus 160. It's been a 20-cent move since this line was out at 116 in the morning yesterday. And then from a total perspective, it opened at 6 minus 125 to the under and lasted there for 4.5 or 5 hours. It's now under 5.5. It's at plus 110. I think that's a really good number. There's Kyle Hintley and off a huge night last night. So happy, so excited that you got that cash, man. Great. TJ says, what about the series price? I mean, that's what we talked about.
Smart.
That's what we talked about yesterday when Dan Kelly said, and Matty Ice was like, should I take the Rangers and I forget. Oh, Rangers win game 1 in series. I think that was it. Plus,
yeah, I think that was it.
And I said, I don't know. I mean, I think the best chance for us is not the best chance, but I think that Pittsburgh could win game 1 and then you could come back in game 2. I think that might be a brilliant way of doing it. Billy Friedrich says Rangers win the series. Now, let's see what it is at, because you need to be rewarded.
I got a line here, Jim.
What is it?
Plus 145.
That's not enough for me.
What?
For the Rangers to win 4 of 6 games when Pittsburgh's going to play 2 of the next 3 at home? No, I need more than plus 145.
Okay. I think
that's just me.
I think they got this one in the bag, and I think they'll split the series in Pittsburgh.
Look, I get it. I completely get it. I just don't feel like the risk reward is there for me to
I know. I got
it.
it.
Spenny Penny Bomb says I can already feel the palm starting to leak. Look, I'm glistening. I can see it just glistening. So I get it.
Jim, I want to do something crazy here, kind of.
Let's hear it.
I want to throw on Pittsburgh no goal in the first. I want to throw on Pittsburgh team total under 2.5, and I even want to throw on Rangers series price at plus 145. My guy, I'll shout out to you, TJ, bringing up that series price. I think this is a team I think that can go them and Carolina. To be honest, I think strong teams to match up in the Eastern Conference Final. I really don't think Pittsburgh's that good, Jimmy. That I'm really fading them. I know they're a veteran-laden team. I've heard it from everybody, but I think they're going to win this game. You're not going to get the same number, and if they do win Game 3, then I think I'm going to take advantage of the best of the number, to be honest, even though it's not as high as we'd like. And also just Pittsburgh, tired legs, man, too. I think that really does make sense to me, Jim. 3 periods. I know you had the day of rest, but the Rangers, I think they're going to jump all over them. Much younger team. You know what? Let's have some fun. I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna bet that when the show's over, Jim. Pittsburgh team total under 2.5. And I got it at Pinnacle here. It's what is it? It is minus 105 on the full game.
That's the same as Bet365 right now. I could. It wouldn't. The under 5.5 at plus 110. The team total under 2.5 at minus 105 are both legitimate options for me. I
think it's like a 5-1 game, Rangers. That's an awful crazy, let's say. And also, Jim, I want to add the first period under 0.5. It's plus 112 at Pinnacle.
So that's Penguins first period. Pens.
Yeah.
First period under 0.5. And what's that at?
Plus 112.
Plus 112. And are you taking them for the series?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, definitely. This is something it's hopefully it's not the morning tune that's made me do this, Jimmy, but I really think Pittsburgh are
and that's right plus 45 Penn series.
Yeah. What do you guys think of that? Yeah, see what they say anyway. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of that in the chat. Yeah, Rangers on the puck line, Johnny. Sorry, Jamie. Johnny Gonzalez there. I just have such a bad track record taking puck lines, but I like I said, 5-1, 4-1 kind of game. I think even a team total over for the Rangers. That's how much I think they're going to dominate here.
And Big Show says Messier and the Rangers play Saturday too. And, Messier was born not far from here, right? Milton, Ontario, and Samson Farms, the great establishment. That's look how, if you want to see the Canadian Triple Crown horses, how many of them were born at Samson Farms. Ron Crawford says 3-1 game Rangers. I think, Sean's saying this may look like that Tampa Bay and Toronto game. It may. But remember that yesterday we saw the Wild, after being down 1-0, smash. We saw the Oilers being down 1-0, smash. We saw Tampa Bay being down 1-0, win. And that's in our heads. And when we talk about the biases that are in our heads, do you think that every team that's down 1-0 is going to like that?
Well, was Carolina. That's one thing we didn't talk about, Jim. Carolina, they lost Ranta, and this guy, man, this young Russian goalie, I can't even pronounce his name.
Kochetkov?
Kochetkov. He's been really good. Young Russian goalie. If he has to go for the next couple games, you know what? He could very well hold the fort, because that's the only team that ended up sweeping the home series there. And poor Lindholm there, Jimmy. Guy's seeing stars for the next couple of days. He got absolutely trained. He was on the tracks. I don't know if you saw that hit, Jimmy. I think it was Natchez. He just leveled the defenseman there. Isn't it Lindblom or Hampus Lindblom, right?
Lindholm.
Lindholm. Yeah. Did you see that hit there?
No, but I read about it.
Oh man, you got to watch it. Like, he literally got hit, snapped his stick. He hit him so hard, and then he was right out. His head didn't hit the ice, but guys, you want to see a playoff hockey hit? Watch what Natchez did the other night.
Well,
I already filed for assault actually on that hit, and my lawyers will be in contact with that man, because that was filthy. That was filthy and disgusting, and I did not want to see that horrific things for the children, Jimmy. Think of the children.
He was seeing stars, Jose.
Oh, Sharon, I hear you loud and clear, my man. I do think, and it was why I keep talking about that book, The Undoing Project, because we all saw what happened yesterday. It's in our heads. And to expect it to happen again the next day is a mistake. It's a mistake. It's a gambler's fallacy. Sure. One of the gambler's fallacies. Okay. But if it happened again, nobody would be surprised. So
I hope so, Jim, because I got 3 plays on it. So
and look at Richie Rich on the Rangers trifecta. I have more interest in the under 5.5 and the team total under 2.5. And losing these triple overtime games is devastating. It's not like losing a 5-1 game when you're like, oh, we lost game, throw it away. We're gonna bounce back in 2 days. Maybe devastating is a little too much, but it's
only game 1 though. I think, Jim. It's like. If this was like, I don't think it's only the first game. You know what I mean? It was an important game, but it's only the first one. I don't think it's as, I think they'll be fine.
The taint play of the day is in. What's that juice at, Matty Ice? Because I'm on the 8 at plus 100. I'd love to hear what you got the 8.5. I'd prefer the 8.5. But the taint play of the day is in. Could you hit me with what the juice was at? All right, let's keep rolling here. We're going to keep rolling. We got to move a little quicker. I know that was a fascinating game, but so is this one. Washington Capitals, 44-26-12, 25-10-6 on the road at the Florida Panthers, 58-18-6, 34-7-0 at home, 34-7-0 at home, and they're down 1-0. And who
bad time to lose?
This? Who predicted this? Dennis Garcia predicted this. You'll see Christopher Comentini to Smith projected in some spots, but it's pretty clear that was not. Well, we know it's not cramping. I mean, he's a lower body injury, so it's Domingue that's going to be in. Minus 115, Matty. God, you're lucky.
That'd be Matty. That's the ice taint play of the day right there, guys.
Yeah, I'm on the 8 at plus 100.
Thank you, Ronnie. Ronnie confirmed Domingue.
Maybe I should have seen what the cost would have been. I love the look, though, Matty Ice. I'm on it with you at 8. Makes me a little uncomfortable. Okay, let's get back to this spot here. Dennis Garcia, again, loves these opportunities to fade these President's Trophy winners. I mean, he's a special capper, Dennis. Vitek Vanacek looked very good in game 1. He was okay this year, better than Samsonov, but he looked very good in game 1. And Bobrovsky did not look so good, but he didn't look awful. Washington power play 18.8% in regular season, shocking. 80.4% penalty killing. Florida power play 24.4, 79.5% penalty killing. Panthers dropped a 4-2 loss game 1. They were 39-0-1 this season when leading after 2 periods. That goes all. Falls apart. Ekblad did play 24-11, so he's good to go. Huberdeau and Barkov put up zilch. Now, this is the big story. Tom Wilson, lower body injury, game time decision. He's so important. And when you watch Reeves on the ice for the Rangers, like, why did Vegas get rid of them? And how do the Canucks not pick up Ryan Reeves? I don't get it. So Ovechkin played 17 minutes and 36 seconds. He says that his shoulder's feeling better every day, and he showed it. Richie Rich is on Florida, team total over 3.5, and this is a super over. I bet the Panthers first period minus 0.5 at plus 120. That's my only bet of the day. Take it over, Mr. Gogster. What's your spot here?
So it doesn't look like Wilson's back there. They called up a guy from Hershey. He wasn't on the ice this morning either, so it does not look like Wilson's going to be there, Jim. Lower body injury. I think that's some problems there. Heavy hitting game. This was 56 hits last game, 43. Not many giveaways either. Low power plays too, 2 and 3 power plays. So the refs really, whoever the refs were in this game, they really let them, lay the hits, let them play. But that 3-0 from Washington in the third period, that's a bit of a concern for Florida. But without Wilson, you're kind of missing a bit of a heart and soul. But you know what? It's this team, it's just like Pittsburgh, Jim. It's a veteran-laden team with Kuznetsov, Ovechkin, and on their back end there too. Carlson. So it's, Florida, it's sad to see, they get to the playoffs so many years or recently, and they've just kind of crumbled. So they had a quality performance really from Bobrovsky, 34 of 37, just that third period. Ekblad, he's hit first game back too. I think give him a couple more games back. They should be fine. They just got to stop trailing after the first period. That's the problem with this damn Florida team. And they came back 2-1, but it's not the regular season where you can just kind of ease up. Teams are going to come after you in the third. It's not like you're not playing the Detroit Red Wings or, just some meaningless regular season games. So this is Florida's. I expect a better performance. Now this line's a little bit high for me, Jimmy. I think 260 minus 260. Yeah. This one's too high for me. So I want to take regulation, hopefully minus 125, but she was about minus 157, I think. I don't have much on this game. I'm probably going to pass if Florida goes down again in the first period, which they could. They struggle early on in games. I'll jump all over Florida live at hopefully plus 100, something like that. So I got nothing on this one. I do think Florida gets it done, but the line's just a bit too high.
I get it. I'm on Panthers to come out just fired up. So I've got them first period minus half, plus 120. That's the only bet I made. It's down to plus 115 in my book. I like seeing a move on that. Great to see Johnny K joining us. I think I mentioned that already, but we've missed Johnny K in the chat. Richie Ritz says Florida will simply outscore Washington. Sammy Comer liking that move that I made on the first period. That's a move that Spenny Penny Bombs is on as well. And Sunny Springs in the house. Great to see you, Sunny. Let's move on. Then next spot, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Nashville Predators 45-30-7, 20-16-5 on the road. The Colorado Avalanche 56-19-7, 32-5-4 at home. We are going on to MLB here in about 5-10 minutes, and we have Daby Cab joining us. This is his second appearance breaking down MLB with us here on Betting with the Bag, and he went 4-1 plus 3.11 units to open up his account here on the show. So I can't wait to work with him here. And Slatsy giving out a shout out to Birdie saying great call on the Canes Oilers parlay. Wasn't that just too easy? That was too easy. Too easy. And Birdie says I may not be here tomorrow, but I really like Leafs Bruins moneyline parlay and Blues moneyline. Those of you who join us tomorrow, we're going to be betting horses very early in the morning and all day and all night. So, but jump in the chat and we can talk sports.
Oh yeah, we'll talk sports.
But that's yeah.
I just want to apologize to Big Show. Sorry about that slander on Detroit. I said it's not like they're playing Detroit or something. I didn't need to say that. I got a Detroit thing in my background there. I didn't need to say that. I'm sorry.
Connor Ingram is expected to be in the pipes, and he should after David Riddick shouldn't play in the NHL anymore. Darcy Kemper, 37-12-4, 2.54 goals against, 7-9-21, save percentage, 5 shots. After he's allowed the fourth goal, he was looking over at the bench. When I saw it right away, he's looking over at the bench. And it's not, if you don't want to be pulled, you don't look at the bench. You just get ready, get right back in that. Don't look at the bench. If you want to be pulled, you look at the bench. When he looked at the bench, I was like, Dabs are going to score in the next few minutes.
That's a sign I want to go home. That's like saying, guys, I want to go home. Pack up my bags. Give me some popcorn. I'm done.
Ronnie and Bergia saying, I'm tailing Colorado puck line every game in this series. Cindy plays horses. Can't wait to camp horses with you for the next 48 hours. Top Set says, is the Panthers minus 185 in the series worth a bet? Absolutely not. No.
Here's number.
You can't. Minus 185 is not worth it. Look, this Washington team's been there and done it. And Florida has to beat them. And they're likely going to beat them, I think. Maybe minus 120, you pull the trigger on that, but minus 185, no, I don't think that is the spot. No. Love it, Spenny. I love it. I can't wait. Ronnie and Bergia saying I'm taking Colorado puck line every game in this series. Ron Crawford on the spreadsheet play today. NHL Colorado minus 1.5. If you look at the history of these situations in game 2, the team doesn't dominate even close to what they did in game 1. I can understand you guys moving on Colorado minus 1.5. I'm not going to. I wouldn't be surprised if Colorado covers the puck line, but it's just not a spot that I enjoy backing after. Look, I was on it in game 1. We cashed it very easily, and obviously no one cares about the 1-5-1 finish to the regular season for the Avs. They come up 5-0 lead in the first period. It's too bad that UC Saros can't be there. Andrew Cogliano got hurt, another vet. Logan O'Connor, Curtis McDermott, and Alex Newhook were healthy scratches for game 1. It sucks because in one of my pools, the second last pick I made was Alex Newhook. I thought he was just, first rounder of 2019. He played great this year in 70 games. I just thought he was in the lineup. But and it looks like they're going to bring in Curtis McDermott because they want some toughness against Nashville. It doesn't even look like Newhook's going to get the spot now. It's a mistake. So I'm off this spot. Johnny K looking at Preds first period. Take it away. Gogster, it's your floor, my man.
Yeah, buddy. So if Ingram goes, you know what? I want the no goal first 10 minutes here. Much better performance. I think I'm going to get from Nashville. They're not going to get 5 goals in the first. I have here, guys. What was it? From Rittich, he in the first 15 minutes, Jimmy, he allowed 5 goals on 13 shots. My God, that's got to be one of the worst playoff performances you're ever going to see. Team was deflated. They're honestly deflated with Rittich in net. They need to have Ingram going. So if Ingram is confirmed, I'm trying to find it here. I'm not seeing anything yet, but I imagine they do go to Ingram. And then once I do see that, guys, I think I'm going to be taking no goal in the first 10 minutes here, Jim.
Okay. Is this an addition?
I'm going to tweet it out. So I want to wait until I get the confirmation on Ingram.
Okay.
But once I do, I'm going to tweet it out. Yeah, I'll have an addition there on my Twitter there, Ego47_ guys. And I think it should be around, I think it's about plus 115, 120, something like that. But yeah, it's just too much for Colorado. I don't blame you guys for taking the puck line. It's just they're not going to be able to keep up. With that being said, Rittich, he was 30 of 32 in relief, so that's more like a normal NHL goalie would look. So he's in battle, and this guy too battled. I think it was addictions problem or something, or alcohol abuse, something like that. He was out of the league for about like 9 months last year, 2020 actually, I think it was. So he's made a big comeback. Connor Ingram, a good story. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely they have a better shot with him going in net. So I think it'd be tight. Even first period under, guys, I don't mind that. Even full game under, I don't think we're going to see as much of a fast pace open up game as we did last time.
And just for an example for everyone, and look, it doesn't matter what the outcome is. I mean, obviously it matters enormously, but I mean, just for this comment, Richie Rich, I watch beat NHL year after year. And the first thing he says is Nashville will perform well tonight. Nashville team total over 2.5. Like, let's not remember all the biases that destroy gamblers, sports gamblers. And it's the vividness, it's the recency. And
yeah,
I'm not saying that, don't trust your gut and go with what you're saying, but keep in mind what we all have seen over the last 48 hours and how it's affecting our bets here. And look, it wouldn't surprise me at all if this is a 6-3 win for the Avs, but I'm not going to touch them.
Yeah, I would. I really do think they're going to have a bet. I agree with Richie. I don't know what the team total over on 2.5 for Nashville. They really didn't have any production either from their what do they have here? It's a top line for Nashville. It has Jeannot, Trennan, and Sissons. That's like their third line. That's kind of like their juice line, young line, physicality line. So look for that third line to play much better tonight, maybe even get a point. Just a tighter game, Jimmy. I more I think about it, I think this is like a 3-1, 3-2, 4-1, 4-2 kind of game. If you can get 6.5 under, I'd be leaning towards that.
Yeah, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to sit back on this spot. But I remember when I first went down to Costa Rica to do this full time, and I can't remember who it was offhand. Oh, I can now. He's not been around for the last couple of years. I know who it was, but I can't pull his name.
Freddie Fortune?
No. No. But every time a team in NBA, every single time would lose by 30 points. Now, this isn't the best example, but every time he would auto bet them the next game. And he showed me the winning percentage. And for that year, it was up over 86%. Covering that next game. So I just, this team just got absolutely embarrassed. And there's going to be some fight in them. How much fight? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't want anything to do with that spot. And
sorry, Jim. It's like Minnesota. It's like Minnesota 4-0. They absolutely just crushed them. That is going to be home road difference here. But I don't think they have as much scoring, Nashville, compared to Minnesota, how they got 6. But you're going to see a much better performance. Now, I don't want to talk you guys off a first period Colorado, if they do win, but in my opinion, I would stay off, Colorado first period. I'm going to probably be tweeting out no goal first 10.
Well, we'll break it all down, and we'll see if you tweet it out and all that stuff, and we're going to be hammering NHL throughout the playoffs. And the only thing I don't love about that example is that the Wild, we're almost, slight favorites in that series, and we're favorites at home. And here we have a huge dog, but I do think it's important to note. So I love it. Okay, let's go back. We're almost at MLB. One more game here in the NHL playoffs. Dallas Stars at Calgary Flames, Scotiabank Saddledome, Calgary, Alberta. It's funny because, I said last night or yesterday on the show that I think that Dallas will gain confidence over that 1-0 loss. And then, Dennis Garcia was like, why would they gain any confidence? Look at 16 shots on goal. Look what they did. And yeah, they 3 shots in the first period, 3 shots in the second period. They did nothing, but they only allowed 1 goal in the game. And Rupi Hintz almost tied it up a couple different times. And then, Ottinger saying the same thing. And that didn't really inspire me to have more confidence in my thought. He said, we didn't play our best game. We still lost 1-0. So we should feel confidence from that. I can see both sides of the story. I think I can understand what Dennis is saying. I can understand what Ottinger is saying. Ron Crawford says Calgary in regulation. Dallas has no firepower to match. I don't agree with that. I just think that you add, like, what's the difference between the Lightning this year and last year? Their third line's gone. Where is Blake Coleman? He's in Calgary. Calgary has toughness. They have snipers. They have scoring. They have snipers that are tough in Matthew Tkachuk. They have so many different things. And Tkachuk's in their head. Tkachuk,
he's just fucking beauty.
He's so aggravating. Like, I could get it. So he he hammered. Who did he hammer? He hammered somebody. Did he hammer Klingberg?
It was Klingberg. He just crushed him. Yeah.
So then afterwards, Coleman's got Klingberg, and Tkachuk tries to fight Klingberg. And, Klingberg's the least tough guy on the ice. Of course, that's going to piss everybody off.
Backhand. He's hitting with his backhand.
But that's what he does. He gets in everybody's head. He's just a hell of a hockey player. 100-point scorer that Jim Benning thought that was a mistake to draft 5th overall and to draft Ole Ulevi instead. Just like the fucking schmuck Jim Benning is. Stars, Flames, I'm not interested here. There's, Flames are huge favorites, and I don't want to take a under 5.5 after a 1-goal game, even though I could understand people taking the under again. The bias isn't involved in that one. But so I'm off this spot. Take it away, Gogster. Stars, Flames.
This is probably going to be the best game on the card, I think, Jimmy. This game right here. I watched some of the I didn't see all the game, guys, but watching the highlights, this has been a hard-fought, brutal game. Like, this is going to be a playoff game. Did you see the Klingberg's interview after? He said, did you see that?
Yeah, he's so pissed off.
Oh, man, he was rattled. He's pretty much like, we're going after Rasmus Anderson. We're going to hurt him. And that's it. Like, he pretty much just said, he's pissed. Like, Dallas is pissed off. So what I did here, guys, I took first period over 1.5. If it's both teams to score, maybe this is the one, could get a better number, but I'm taking over 1.5. Jimmy, I got it at minus 106. Calgary, you had a really good performance from Jake Ottinger, but I think you're going to see Dallas really starting to push it, and it's going to leave them a little susceptible on the back end. So Dallas is there. This team's pissed, guys. It's going to be a fun hockey game. You stay up late in the East Coast and watch this one, because Ottinger marks them. It's a pretty good goalie matchup. Expected goals, Jimmy, last game they played 1.2, 0.89. Very, very, very low. That just tells me it's been just a brute of a hockey game. I'm going to be all over I'm going to take first period over. It could very well go full game over. But the only thing I'd worry about is just kind of the hard-hitting checking. The scoring kind of slows down. But early on, Dallas going to come out guns a-blazing. They could be up. But Calgary, they could put the puck in the net, especially at home. They could really – only thing about Calgary, though, is end of the year, guys, they were a little slow. They were a little dry, but they looked really good in that first game despite only scoring once. I'm going to take the first period over here, Jimmy. This is going to be a fun hockey game, guys. Watch out for Klingberg, number 3 for Dallas.
Well, I mentioned the quote already. They asked Daryl Sutter about that, and he said, just play. Yeah, and I already quoted, but it's so good. He said, it's the playoffs. Guys get hit. It's the way it works. Guys that don't get hit usually lose. And the guy's just fucking magic.
That's
look, I get it. And Rich is also on the over 5.5. So the only addition that you've made are the Penguins action. Pens team total under 2.5 minus 105. Pens first period under half plus 112. And Pens to win the series. Or sorry.
Whoa, not Pens to win the series.
Rangers to win the series at plus 145. Look, I love your action. I have interest in the under 5.5 and the team total under 2.5. I have interest in it. I like the plus 110 on the under 5.5. I may move on that under 5.5. If I get cold feet because of Domingue, I'll move on that team total. I may do that, but I'm only on one bet here. The Panthers first period minus a half at plus 120, and Gogster and I combined to go 7-2, plus 5.66 units yesterday. So let's keep running, Gogster. Absolutely great job, my man. If you tweet it out, tag me so we can all get that out for everyone to see. And can't wait to cap horses with you over the next 48 hours, my guy. Much love. Follow Mr. Gogster on Twitter. He's got his handle right there at EGO47_. Any last words, Mr. Gogster, my man?
Yeah, no, just I also got some golf action here too, guys. Corey Connors, Keegan Bradley, Keith Mitchell, Vegas, Power, Damon. I think Connors is in the mix a little bit there. So check out our golf segment there, myself and Connor Mack. We'll be back for some horses, get the beers flowing, the Miller Lights with your boy Fish Tanks there. And for everybody there, guys, it's going to be a great time. Tune in Friday for the horse show. And we'll be back again next week for the hockey segment, guys. Check me out on Twitter. I'll tweet out some hockey playoff action throughout the weekend. So, yeah, let's get some cash. Let's cash some tickets, and we'll see y'all next time. Cheers.
I love it. There he is, Mr. Gogster. Jeffrey Moore on the other side thinks it'll go under again in Stars, Flames, and Sharon, New York Rangers first period, Florida team total over, in Calgary first period over, Duchesne over 2.5 shots for Fireside, and Mark Schillingberg in the house. All right, let's move on to MLB, and we have a former pitcher drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers joining our show right now. He went 4-1. Plus 3.11 units. He's also the star of our new show, the co-host along with Nikki Fishtanks of our new show on Tuesdays and Thursday nights called Nightcap. Please welcome to the show, Daby Cab in the house. Daby
Let's
Cab.
go. What up, Jimmy? How's it going, man? I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. You had a great performance. Your ROI right now on the show, 62.2%, Daby Cab.
Hey.
So.
If it can stay like that forever, we'll be dancing.
I don't know if I'll dance, but
hey, I gotta say, man, you've been looking fly these past couple days. I like the hat with the shirt, man. It's looking good.
Thank you.
I gotta step my game up.
Thank you. These were gifts. This was a gift from Prince of the City, Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City, and the hat was a gift from Slaughter. I'm thankful, very, very, very thankful, and I can't wait to cap with you. I can't wait to hammer this card with you. And we start at MLB, and I've made 3 bets on the MLB card. For those of you who missed the recap, it was a poor day for me, 4-4. But the losses,
you can live with that.
The losses were juiced though, and the Cincinnati Milwaukee first 5 under 4.5. I said that I wasn't going to bet any more totals at minus 125, and I did, and I lost that. So Arizona Miami first 5 under 4 was a loser. Atlanta New York first 5 under 3.5 was a winner. Rays -1 was a winner. Plus 104. Texas Philadelphia first 5 under 4.5 was a winner. Yankees first 5 and Yankees full game loser. Minus 115, minus 111, respectively. Cincinnati, Milwaukee, first 5 under 4.5, minus 125, a loser. And then Rockies, first 5, minus 0.5 was a casher. And the spreadsheet play of the day is the LA Angels. And Red Girls also on the LA Angels. And I have doubled up on the LA Angels. And I usually don't want Shohei Ohtani. I think there's a Shohei Ohtani price. But I like when he's coming off a below average performance, and that's what I deem his last start at home over Cleveland. 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 1 homer, 4 Ks, 1 walk, and a 9-5 win at home. I also like when he pitches in the daytime. He seems to excel in the daytime. He's had a great start this year in the daytime, something he's been able to do it for a while. Sammy Comer says Mike Trout out rest day. My whole focus here is on.
I don't like that. I didn't know that. I should have known that.
That's not the best thing to hear.
I'm on the Angels too. I don't want to hear that. Don't tell me that. Damn it. On a lefty today too, man.
And I am fading Dick Mountain, one of my favorite pitchers of all time, Richard Hill on the bump. So let's bring in another guest here, star of Say Hey Plays, knows this Red Sox team inside and out, and is also moving on this game. Just a taint hair under 30 units on the season. Please welcome Jose Bouquet to the show. Jose, how are you?
Not good, actually. I did my math wrong, by the way. I did my math wrong. I checked the Astros score, and I realized that it, in fact, did not push, and I lost that game last night because I'm a donkey. So I'm back to where I started yesterday.
He's like, I'm at 30 units now.
No, I'm at 28 units again. So it's all right. I mean, it was 5-5, basically minus some unit day yesterday, but still 112 and 88 now. I thought it was 87, 88 now. Plus 28.48 units. So, we'll take it. And I don't like today's card. And it seems like today I'm going to be the stick in the wind.
I'm not entirely sure what that is, because
I think he's trying to infer that he's going to like blow a different direction or something. I don't know.
He wouldn't say a stick then. He might say something different.
Sticks don't blow.
I think I am going to be the stick in the wind, and I am going to take the Boston Red Leggings.
I knew that's what he was going to say, but
everyone is on the Angels today.
And you're just going to be a stick in the wind.
Stick in the wind, yes. I'm going to stand firm.
A pole in the wind.
He means he's going to stick to the stick. I get it.
And I'm not going to let this cloud and blowing of you guys taking the Angels take me away. I'm going to be a stick in the wind.
Just a stick in the wind.
And I'm going to take the Red Sox. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, Dick Mountain's going to start this game. I expect him to go 4 innings, and then Tanner Houck's going to piggyback him again. And ideally, Tanner Houck goes 5 because this Red Sox bullpen, man, I'm trying to find the words that accurately describes them. I think I'm trying to describe them and the things they make me want to do to myself. But we'll just move on for right now. But they make me want to kill myself, frankly. And it's Tanner Houck and Rich Hill. I'm going with Red Sox money line. No one has any clue what I'm saying. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going with the Red Sox question. Sure.
Would you be like 45 units if it wasn't for the Red Sox?
It might be. It might be.
I don't even know if you bet them a lot. I'm just asking.
No, you're right. I do bet them frequently, and my ROI betting the Red Sox this year probably is not the best. And they've been shitty this year. They've been under expectations. I've got a fuckload of futures on them, and it looks like they're going to fold all those futures. And last night was the night where I think they officially broke me mentally, and
you hopped right back on them.
When Chaim Bloom officially, public opinion has changed of him. Everyone's like, wait a second. What the fuck are we doing, my guy? We've got the shittiest bullpen on God's green earth right now. However, I say all this to fucking say they got their shit pumped last night in a game they were an out away from winning, and they lose fucking 10-4 or whatever the final score was. I thought Xander Bogaerts was hitting a game-winning home run, but no. They're going to come back, bounce back after a fucking horrid start. Like I said, Rich Hill for 4. Survive Rich Hill. I think Rich Hill is a good pitcher. Get him off balance. And the right-handed Chris Sale will come in. Tanner Houck will come in because God love him. He needs to be in the bullpen, and so does Garrett Whitlock now. He'll come in for ideally 5 or 4 innings, and then if he goes 4, who the fuck knows who takes the 9th inning? I don't want to take the first 5 because I don't trust the offense. I'm taking the full game, money line, plus 108 right now. And I'll admit, this is not my favorite bet of the card. I have 3 bets on the card, and I try to pick the early games for this show because I'm not talking about them on my show. That makes sense in my head. I don't know about you guys. So I have 2 other plays in the late games, but they're the 2 latest games of the card. So this is my early game play. I'm trusting my Red Sox, and I believe in Dick Mountain, unlike you, Jim.
Well, I would say that was a spectacular breakdown, but I'd be lying to your face.
Because you just heard dick.
Did you tweet this out already, Jose?
No, I have not. I was going to tweet this out right after.
So that was all improvised?
Of course.
Wow.
You think I think these things up on the fly? I don't write this shit down. I don't even have it written down on my fucking thing.
Say hey play of the day is Red Sox, and it is plus 108.
Yeah, very much. And Dutch is very wrong about this. I hate my voice. I'm a nasally, annoying piece of shit. But the Red Sox win today. That's all that matters.
All right. Well, let's break down a few more factors and hear what Daby Cab has to say as well. So stick around, Jose. 64 Fahrenheit at first pitch. It's a nice day in Boston. Goes up to 68 a couple hours in. Initially, it's just a couple miles per hour wind coming in. It gets up to about 6.2, but by then it goes left to right, and it's not a big deal. We go over to the line history in this Otani Hill spot. We have a big. Is this facts? Come on. You got to be kidding me.
What?
No.
Trouty is out. Trouty is out, and it moved the line, and that's why you are starting to freak out, I assume.
No, because here on the line history says that Boston's now at minus 125 and the Angels are at minus 105.
Oh.
That's not happening. We know that's not happening. So it has moved to, that makes me question whether I should trust this site for the rest of the show. But it opened at minus 140 right now, and right now the Angels are minus 130. So I'm not too concerned with the 10-cent move from the starting line. It did get up to minus 150 last night, about 9:15. The total opened up at 8.5, quickly went to 8. And that's where it is right now. It's sitting at 8, and it's minus 125 to the under. Minus 125 to the under. When we go over to the cash flow in this spot, we have let's pull this up. We have 13,857 tickets in, and 65% of the tickets and 77% of the cash is on Ohtani. I'm very comfortable with those numbers. And then 45% of tickets, 63% cash on the under. These Red Sox are hitting just 234, 636 OPS versus righties. Ohtani coming off a below average start for him. The last time he came off of a bad start, he was spectacular. We'll see what he does coming off of an average start. I think he likes these opportunities to pitch in these, the most special ballparks in the world. And that's what he gets to do today at Fenway Park in it would say standalone game, but the Reds are playing. Angels versus lefties, they hit them hard, 271, 757 OPS. Both bullpens have been good, and the Angels bullpens really come on of late. I doubled up on the Angels. First 5 -0.5 and full game -1. I think that the Angels can get to Hill, and I think that Ohtani shows out after a middling performance. Dab, how are you moving on this one?
So I moved on the Angels first 5 also. I took them on the run line, -0.5 a run. I did it. The Trout is news to me. I don't like hearing that, but let's see if this Angels team can score some runs without him, right? That was kind of something we've always wanted to know. I think you made a good point with Ohtani. Like, I know it's early in the season. This isn't a playoff game. This isn't a game to get you into the playoffs, but it's against the Red Sox, and it's and it's in Boston. Anybody who plays baseball loves that. Anybody's going to get up for that. And big time players, they show up in big time games, right? And any game in Boston, you can consider it a big time game, in my opinion. And I think any baseball fan would agree with that. Ohtani this year, we're getting at the point. I want like 1 or 2 more starts, Jimmy. I'll be really comfortable after I get 1 or 2 more starts out of all my pitchers. But I'm still going to go ahead and start looking at our ERAs and our averages and stuff this year, because we've had a couple, it's almost there. I want, like I said, 1 or 2 more starts probably. But he's got a little bit higher ERA this year at 4.1 than usual. But hitters are still only hitting 213 off of him. His problem has been he's given up a couple home runs and a couple big hits and sticky situations, few walks and then hits after it. But he's a perfectionist, man. And I think he's going to perfect what he was struggling with last game. I think we get 5 strong innings out of him. I think Rich Hill is a good pitcher. I'm not going to call him Dick all the time like Jose, but yeah, he's a good pitcher. But man,
I will.
Yeah, I'm on the Angels here in the first 5. I'm trusting Ohtani. I hate the fact that Trout's out. That's why the line's moving for the people in the chat that were saying that. But it is what it is. Let's see what the Angels can do without Trout.
Well, you almost don't even. If you want the Angels just on the first 5 money lines, down to -125. If you want them -0.5, you're getting +114. What would you prefer, Daby Cab, for record keeping purposes?
For record keeping purposes, go ahead and put me on the money line actually here. And I tell you what, man, I'm not on it, but for anybody who's leaning at the under first 5, this game, the under first 5, I would not hate that play at all.
Yeah, I can understand it as well. What would I get? That's now at 3.5, but +110 to the over. You could build a 4 if you want. You build a 4.
It's like, I got to add, you know how it was.
No. I have it at a 4 at -120. I said, Jake Burns asked me about it, and I said I thought I saw it at a 4.5, but no, I was wrong. It's a 4. So that's disappointing. You have a 3.5, which is shittier.
Yeah,
shittier.
+110 to the under. So
I wouldn't feel as comfortable with the 3.5. 4.5 is something I would like more. There's no way that moved that much just because of Trout coming out, is there?
Yeah. Well, again, I think the Red Sox win today, so I think that loss last night really bothered them all. I would say there's a lot of accountability. This is all you guys have.
Hurt. Why is he sitting out right now?
No, this is a rest day, travel day, all that stuff. But
I know, but come on.
It's good for Jimmy and I's war bet. Maybe Vladdy could catch up a little bit, but I think the Red Sox win today. I think Alex Cora gets the boys going. You guys have stat capping. A lot of that works all the time. This is a field cap spot for me. And as I said, I have 3 picks on the card today. This is not my favorite card of all time, and this is my least favorite pick of the 3.
Good. Well, worst of luck to you, bro.
There he is. Jose Bouquet, very fun breakdown from our man Jose. Kyle Vilkery says, why does the first 5 3-way pay so much more than the first half minus a half? I'd have to take a look at that. I'd have to take a second look at that and see why that is. But let's move on to 1:40 p.m. Eastern. Cincinnati Reds 3-21, 2-14 on the road at Milwaukee Brewers 17-8, 9-4 at home. We're at American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We have Hunter Green going up against Adrian Hauser. Lingo Wick, by the way, on that LA Boston over. And Anthony says keep resting Trout and he will get injured soon enough. And Sean Thompson is going to move on Boston money line. So Jose, with his spectacular season, has pushed a couple cappers over to the Red Sox. And I'm sure Nasty Nate loves hearing that. Hunter Green, very highly thought of rookie, has not looked good this year, but he had his first appearance in Colorado. It's a very tough place to pitch, even though it's cold right now. And he got hit hard. 4 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 homers, 6 Ks, 4 walks, and a 10-4 loss to Colorado. It should be easier to pitch against this Brewers squad that's hitting 232 with a little bit of power against righties, 698 OPS. Reds are just 200, 594 OPS. And Adrian Hauser, we cashed the double up on him last start, first 5 in full game. He went 6 innings, 2 hits, no one runs, 6 Ks, 3 walks, and 11-1 win at home over the Cubs. It was Fade Hendricks on the road day, and we did just that. The Reds bullpen 5.16 ERA, 1.50 WHIP has converted 3 of 5 save opportunities, while the Brewers bullpen 3.01 ERA, 1.25 WHIP have converted 12 of 17 save opportunities. Let's start with the line history and where the money is, and then hand it over to Daby Cab. There's been a big move to the Milwaukee Brewers, and the first move, just so you guys know, was towards the Reds, and there is being some big bets placed on the Reds, and I wanted to talk this out before I did anything with Hauser, and I don't think I will at this point, but the first move was to the Reds. It happened about an hour and 20 minutes after the line came out, but since it's come out, we've gone from minus 200 to minus 250 for the Brewers, even though that first move did go to the Reds. So 50-cent move towards the Brewers. And then from a total perspective, opened at 7.5, minus 115 to the under, and it's right back there, right where it started. 7.5, minus 115 to the under. When we go over to the cash flow, this is the most bet game on the card thus far. 17,905 tickets in. 15% of the tickets, 18% of the cash on Cincinnati. Now that number 5 hours ago was 18% and 48% of the cash. So the earlier big bets, and you're probably looking at syndicates looking at that when they put in the numbers, the Reds shouldn't be this big of a dog. And if you're going to make 800 bets a year, 1,000 bets a year, then this is something that they find value. Sports Insights has the Reds with the second most line value on the entire card. 46% of the tickets are on the over, 66% of the cash is on the over. I've stayed off of this, and you guys will notice that sometimes or often now when I have a nice score, I don't go back to the well with the same pitcher again a week later. It's just my ROI doing that is poor, but there's no maybe I shouldn't do that because there's no statistical other than my ROI.
I think it's situational with that, Jimmy. If you have your eyes on it right, and you know somebody's, let's say they're struggling a little bit, you know, and they just find a way to pitch through it and you still get the win, you know, and like, let's say you take a first 5 with the pitcher and you get a 4-3 win maybe, or something like that. Maybe, maybe look at coming back on that pitcher again next time, because, you know, even though they got the win and did good to some people's standards, they're going to want to do better, right? If you have somebody and they're just lights out, and I'm not saying people can't be lights out twice in a row. I'm just saying if somebody's lights out, that's when you might want to look, like when there's not adjustments, when they're not thinking about how to get better for the next one. You know, I don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's a great point, and we love hearing you break these games down. So, you know, fire away at all times and never question it. Take it away though, Reds-Brewers. How you getting paid here?
Man, I'm off this game. I understand, I guess, how people are saying there's value in the Reds with the line, but you know that old saying, everyone's going to win 60 games. I don't know about the Reds.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, anybody who's been fading the Reds this year, congratulations, because you're rich, right? If you've been going against them on the run line every game. There's no way that I could make a case to play the Reds here, and I'm not going to play the Brewers at minus 230. So for me, there's no play here. maybe look at a team total under on the Reds if you don't want to take a run line. I don't know. I'm off this game.
Yeah, I can understand not wanting to be on it. Max Play says Reds lineup is a trash. Yeah, Juan Ruiz in the three-way betting, at least at Bet365, you are getting the -1 line on the three-way. So that's, and then if you're only up by 1 on the three-way with the -1 line, you lose. And a lot of people who aren't accustomed to that three-way, have their team win by a run and lose a bet, and then they lose their minds. They get so upset. So it's yeah.
So I've been toying with the idea of if I want to do that or not. I've been playing some more positive like run lines. Like yesterday, I had the Cardinals plus 135, which was nice. This was just a money line, but I had the Diamondbacks in the first 5. Damn, I got lucky there, right? But yeah, I've been trying to go after more value because, and this for anyone in the chat, man, the ability to go 1-1 but win money, holy shit! Like that changes everything. It literally changes everything. So, and I know I'm not perfect at it yet, but one thing I'm learning with baseball is that God, there's angles where there's plus money opportunities, right? If you're looking at a team and you're going to lay -120 with them, but their team total is sitting there at 3.5 or 4.5 at plus 115, take the team total. I know it might not hit every time, but in the long run, the ability to go 1-1 and win money is fucking. I'm learning too with this, but I know that's something that is invaluable. Shout out to Nutflush for helping me with my value.
Without a doubt. And Hunter Engelhart, who you'll see more on in the show, he is, I think -105 is his limit. So it's almost all plus money action for Hunter, and you'll see him here on the show. And for me, I need Pinnacle to do that. My local is Bet365. That's anything Bet365 as he, lets you bet or whatever. And so it's really tricky. But well put. Yeah, initially I had interest in a couple different spots on this card that I got off. One was the Brewers I got off, and the other was the Phillies, which we'll get to soon. Let's move on. Bubbarito in the house. Great to see you, Bubbarito. And Piker says exactly, Dabby. Baseball is a volume game that requires identifying plus money opportunities, like Red Sox first 5, for example.
Hey,
right.
I was in my head. I was like, I really did just take that -120 when you offered me the plus money, man. If I'm gonna win, I need a run anyways, and I'm gonna win. So I might switch to that. To that run.
Oh, but you should do it soon before that line changes here. Let me just see if it's. Yes, it's already moved a cent back, so it's plus 113 now.
All right, put me on that plus 113. I'm sorry, switch me off problem. That.
All right, Daby Cab first 5 minus a half is at plus 113. Plus 113. And speaking of that, your average line is -106 so far in your 5 bets. So you've done a nice job keeping the VIG down. Today. All right, let's keep rolling. Next up, we have 3:10 p.m. Eastern. Washington Nationals 9-17, 6-6 on the road to the Colorado Rockies. 14-10, 10-5 at home. Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. Yesterday was one of the first times in a little bit where every one of us was on the same bet, and it cashed comfortably.
Yeah,
we did have to wait till the 4th inning to get that 5-run spot, but
beautiful though.
It was nice. It was nice to see us all cash like that. Spreadsheet play today, taint, and they had it 2 different ways. It was great work. In Colorado, it is 62 Fahrenheit at first pitch, gets up to 67, 7.8 miles per hour in, and it stays around that wind for the entire game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here in Colorado. Aaron Sanchez versus Senzatella. Senzatella opening up at -135. He's now -140. He's always pitched well at home. And Aaron Sanchez looked a little better than we expected. 2016 American League leader in earned run average. We thought he had a bright history. Turned out that we were wrong, and anyone could have picked him up for a cup of coffee, but he's been okay to start the year. This total opened up at 10.5 and has moved to 11. When we go over to the cash flow in this spot here, 10,465 tickets in. 84% of the tickets are on the Rockies, 81% of cash is on the Rockies, 32% of tickets are on the under, and 76% of cash is on the under. And I almost moved on the first 5 under 5.5. I almost moved on it, and I got cold feet and thought maybe I should talk it out. And I bet you it's a better number now. I wonder if it's even moved to 6, possibly.
Yeah, it's going to be better, man. These pitchers are scary, but God, you're getting a lot of points, man. There are a lot of runs. I just said points. I look at the totals as points. Sorry.
It hasn't changed, even though the total full game's gone from 10 left to 11. It's still sitting at under 5.5 at plus 100. Sanchez, 1-1, 6.75 ERA, 1.39 WHIP, 9 and a third, 5 Ks, 1 walk, 1 homer. And these Nats are 6-6 on the road so far this year. It's at home where they've been getting destroyed. In Sanchez's last start, 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 homer, 4 Ks, no walks, and a 14-4 win at the Giants. Senzatella coming off a 10-4 win at home versus the Reds. He looked very good against the light-hitting Reds. 6 1/3, 7 hits, 1 earned run, no homers, 2 walks, 1 K in a 10-4 win at home. Now, Piker says open 10.5 move to 11. Red Flag City on the total no under. It still doesn't make me hate the first 5 under. Rockies have the second worst. Now the Reds have the worst bullpen league. Both these bullpens are terrible. So you could easily have the first 5 going under and the full game going over. But I hear what you're saying, Piker. And that's bullpen 4.03 ERA, 1.3 WHIP, converted 3 of 4 save opportunities. Just 4 save opportunities for the Nationals after 26 games. Rockies 4.71 ERA, 1.42 WHIP from their bullpen, and then converted 11 of 14 save opportunities. And take it. Oh, we didn't. Did we talk? Yeah, we talked about so 32% of tickets are on the under, 76% of cash, and they just moved it to 11. So those are tricky things to figure out. But take it away, Nats, Rockies, Daby.
Man, it's crazy how when you cap something that I like it, I love it. And I've thought this for as long as I've watched you, whether it's college football or something, you always have when something caps and screams one thing, you're the person who's looking at the other way. And I feel like it usually works out for you. I mean, I don't have your numbers. I don't know, but it's I love it. It's so awesome because I mean, you're getting a lot of runs, man, for that first 5 under, but these pitchers Centella, he's got 19 innings and 33 hits against him. He must be pitching out of some really sticky situations. I'm not going to act like I've watched him this year because I haven't. So I haven't actually seen him throw. But if he's given up 33 hits in 19 innings and people are hitting 433 off him, that's bad. I mean, that means people are seeing the ball. And on the other side, Sanchez, people are hitting 343 off him. He's only got 9 innings. So we're only looking at 9 innings. That's not a sample size. But so, man, 19 innings isn't a sample size either. I'm just saying, in the small little bit these guys have pitched, people are seeing the ball. So that's why this over is getting pumped and juiced the way it is probably. I have no play in this. I don't hate anybody on the Rockies. I don't think this is a good Nationals team. I mean, obviously, but I really don't think they're a good team. I watched them yesterday. I was on the Rockies also. I don't like the way their lineup plays. I don't like the way their hitters work throughout their lineup. I don't think this is a good team. This is a team I'll be looking to fade, just not here.
You're right about Senzatella because his whip's 1.83 and he's only walked 3 batters in 19 2/3. So it's all hits. It's all hits. I'd have to dive into that a little deeper. The fact that they've made the under even more appealing to bettors by moving it to 11 when the bigger bets are on the under is a red flag. Nasty Nate looking at the Rockies here.
And on the flip side of the Nationals, man, I've watched the Rockies a little bit, and they were their team total was at 63. I don't have that written down, but something like that before the season started. This team from top to bottom, in their lineup, hitting. I don't know about their staff all the way yet. I'm not sold on that, but these guys can hit flat out. This isn't like a lucky start of the season type thing. These guys are going to hit, and they're going to keep hitting.
Yeah. TJ thinks Rockies will be 500 or better by the end of the year.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not saying they're a bad team, TJ. I think you might have misinterpreted me. I'm saying I think they were expected to be a bad team, and I'm saying the opposite. I kind of was hard-headed, but no, this team can hit, man. I don't know about their pitching staff, but this team can hit for real.
They aren't hitting righties like they're hitting lefties. I mean, which we expected. We knew that they raked lefties. And going into yesterday's game, they were hitting 330.
Their right-handed bats are incredible, man.
Just 236, 718 OPS versus righties right now. So they're not even that much better than. Anthony says Rockies win the pennant. I don't know if he's just messing with us. Billy Friedrich said Sensatellis pitched against Dodgers, Cubs, Reds, and Tigers. Not exactly the greatest of lineups outside of the Dodgers. And look at the Razor. He's give me the Nats for $200 at plus 122.
I mean, yeah, with the way hitters are seeing Santella, man. I mean, they're still major league hitters, regardless of how I don't like the Nats lineup. They're still major league hitters, and if people are hitting 433 off someone, yeah.
Okay, I'm comfortable staying off of this game. And Anthony says he's not. Says solid team. NL West sending 4 teams into the postseason. Wow. Respect, Anthony. You know, I mean, if you
it's a lot of runs though. So if you did play it, I wouldn't hate it. It's just, especially with today's baseball, the way it's playing, like nobody's scoring anything. But again, I won't do it with these pitchers.
Yeah, I'm comfortable staying off. Okay, let's move on. 6:10 p.m. Eastern. Toronto Blue Jays in action. 16-10, 6-4 on the road at the Cleveland Guardians. 11-13, 4-4 at home. We're at Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. It is starting to warm up here. Is it warming up in Cleveland? And the answer is no. 50 Fahrenheit at first pitch. Drizzle. 6.4 miles per hour in, but dies off to about 2.9, 2.2. Cold in Cleveland tonight. Let's take a look at the line history in this Guardians-Jays spot. Barrios versus Savali. Jays open up at minus 150. 5-cent move towards them. Minus 155. Very small move towards the Jays. And the total hasn't moved at all. Juice to the under 8 at minus 120. Juice to the under 8, minus 120. Let's see where the cash lies in this spot. We have 9,129 tickets in. 79% of the tickets are on the Jays, 72% of the money. So some of the bigger bets have come in on Cleveland. It's 50-50 for the total, but 91% of the cash is on the over, which is surprising. That is surprising.
That 91's on the over?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. I mean, I get it but the way it's been going, but these two guys, man, they get hit.
And Johnny Gonzalez says Savali is at the top of my fade list. Rem, as I said, with the wind, it's 6.4 miles per hour in, and then dies down to about 2.9 within an hour, and 2.2 by the end of the game. It actually starts picking up a little bit again at 9. But Billy Friedrich says Savali getting hit early in the season. The reason why I'm a little surprised is this is probably now is Teoscar Hernandez going to be back in the lineup? We think he will be.
Yesterday, I read something saying that he should be. I don't have confirmation. I'm on the Blue Jays here. I'm hoping.
Yeah, we all signs point to yes. No, Paul Thompson. We're hammering Woodbine tomorrow and Saturday, and Churchill and others. So tomorrow and Saturday all day. And there is no time difference, Max, to Cleveland. We have played at the same time. Franco says the Jays have been home for 10 games. It's their first game on the road. Might look at Cleveland early. Jose Barrios, 2-0, 4.13 ERA, 1.58 whip, 24 innings, 20 Ks, 9 walks, 4 home runs. He got destroyed in a third of an inning to open the season. He's been very good since. Coming off a 2-1 win at home over Houston, he went 5 2/3, 7 hits, 1 earned run. It was a solo shot, 5 Ks, 2 walks. Savali got touched at Oakland last out. 4 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 homer, 3 Ks. Has a 1.95 whip in just 14 in the third. The Blue Jays aren't hitting righties right now. 242, 703 OPS, and they started out quite hot against righties, so they've just completely fallen off. Guardians versus righties, though, 276, 781 OPS. So who would have thunk that at this point in the season, now I know we're only 25 games in, but that the Guardians would be hitting righties much harder than the Jays. That's what we see. And the Guardians' bullpen has been better than the Jays. 3.57 ERA, 1.12 whip, have converted 4 of 6. This Blue Jays bullpen has fallen on some hard times over the last 10 days or so. 3.93 ERA, 1.18 whip, have converted 13 of 18 save opportunities. And Real Deal Prime says Hernandez will be back for the Jays tonight. And Ronnie says, thinking about driving to Cleveland to catch one of these games. Oh, I'd love to. Oh, man.
Yeah.
When it heats up, I'll be there, and we'll hang out with the Schnizzle. We'll all meet up there. Take it away here, Daby. Blue Jays, Guardians.
Man, so you said it. Both these guys are getting touched up, or have been this season. But Savali only 14 innings. In those 14 innings, though, are 14.2 is what you said, I think. I just wrote down 14. I never take the 2 outs or 1 out, whatever it is. 22 hits, 17 earned runs, 343 average against him. For a team that's not hitting righties and hasn't been, scoring a lot of runs lately for a good hitting team, I think that they can break out of it today. On the other side, man, Jose, he's not a great pitcher, but he's not a bad pitcher, which there's nothing wrong with that. But he's a winner, dude. Like what I know that's a weird thing to say and to simplify something down, but go look. Like every year, like he fucking wins more games than he loses. It's just what he does. Whether he plays, 20 games and he's 11-9 or 8-4, it doesn't matter. He just wins. It's what this guy does. So with the team that I kind of expect to come out and hit today in the Blue Jays, and I'm excited we got Hernandez back in the lineup. I'm on the Blue Jays run line. I got it at plus 115 or plus 110. Let me double check. Plus 115, but if it's changed, I'll still take it at whatever it is.
Did you tweet it out?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh, if you tweet, I didn't realize it. Did you? Okay, sorry. What else did you tweet out? I didn't miss that. Here right now.
Yeah, and for anybody who doesn't know, on Twitter, I put them out I want to say morning. Sometimes I put them out in the afternoon before the games, hours before the games.
Oh, you tweeted it out. You made it official. Oh wow. So
yeah. So that's why when you were offering me the switch, I was like, yeah. So I'll go with what I tweeted out because that's good with me. Good line value, and I like them.
Yeah, anytime you want to do that, we'll stick with what you tweet out. And
cool.
Sorry, let me just give that. So you got the plus 100 there for the Angels, and you got the Toronto minus 1.5 at plus 115. If I wanted the Jays minus 1.5, I get plus 105 here.
Okay.
So, but let's give you that plus 115 right now. So Jays minus 1.5 at plus 115 for Daby Cab. And HD Tube says, please keep talking Cleveland, you all, so I can get a better price on Toronto. And then he's joking, but he's right with Cab. Real Deal Prime says Jays are going to want to put the runs on the board tonight. Reich wondering if you like the Jays full game over first 5. Hunter Engelhart is also on the Blue Jays minus 2.5. So there's another perfect example of Hunter hunting for these, no pun intended, but looking for these big plus lines here, as always. And you're going to see Hunter on this show. I'm figuring out the scheduling right now, but you will definitely see him on the show this year. I get it. I don't want it personally. I think that Teoscar Hernandez is going to be a nice boost to this offense, but the offense just isn't rolling right now, and
they're not.
And their first game on the road.
I'll tell you this isn't I don't love today's card, and I don't want to say I forced stuff for the show because I bet everything I play, but I didn't love this card. I like the last play that I made the most out of all of them, but I bet everything evenly. So let's go Blue Jays.
Well, I will be cheering for them. So I like it. Okay, let's keep rolling. Max Play says, can't fade the Blue Jays. Maybe they start their 11-game winning streak like the Yanks. We move on to a game I almost double dipped in, and I stopped and I stayed off. Let's talk about it a little bit and see if maybe we move on it. Let's go. New York Mets 18-9, 9-4 on the road at Philadelphia Phillies, 11-14, 8-7 at home. We're at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. A beautiful ballpark over there in Philly. 72 Fahrenheit at first pitch, 4.3 miles per hour out to straightaway center. Very low wind at first, but within an hour, it jumps to 9.3 miles per hour straightaway center, and it closes out at 8.8. So there is wind going out to center in this spot. And then when we look at the line history here for this game in Philly, Taijuan Walker versus Aaron Nola, there's a 25-cent move towards the Phillies. Opened up at minus 140, got up to minus 170 at 8:58 a.m., and it's come back 5 cents as of 9:46 a.m. We look at the total. It opened up minus 120 to the over. It actually went down to a pick 'em, but it's back to minus 120 to the over. Let's take a look at where the cash lies. 9,003 tickets in. 36% of the tickets, 43% of the cash on Aaron Nola and the Phillies. So public moving on the Mets, but the bigger bets are coming in on the Phillies. Then you have 43% of the tickets on the under and 53% of the cash on the under. Taijuan Walker, 5 innings last out. He's thrown 7 innings so far on the year, and he's looked good. And both of these pitchers' last appearances were against the opposition. And when we saw this last week, those pitchers were getting touched. They both have a long history against the opposition, especially Nola. And Nola, these Mets hitters have hit him, especially Pete Alonso. Again, last out was a 4-1 loss at home to Philly, but it wasn't on Taijuan Walker. He went 5 innings, 2 hits, didn't allow an earned run, 1 K and 2 walks. And Aaron Nola came off a really nice performance. Now, albeit it was a 3-0 loss at the Mets, but he went 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 homer, 9 Ks, and no walks. He's 1-3 on the year with a 3.90 ERA and a 0.94 WHIP. Noli knows in the house. He's on first 5 under 4.5. First 5 under 4.5 for Noli knows, whom we also miss dearly on the show. And Max Welly just looked up the numbers for Pete Alonso and says, Jesus, man, he's killing Nola.
Yeah.
So Mets first righties, 269, 747 OPS. They've been good all year. Phillies, 247, 08 OPS. Mets bullpen, 3.93 ERA, 1.22 WHIP. Have converted 8 of 12 save opportunities, while the Phillies bullpen has almost the identical numbers, 3.90 ERA, 1.29 WHIP, converted 5 of 6 save opportunities. So I think that Nola, in the second straight start at home, he was at the Mets last out. When was his last? He's always a pitcher we want to back at home. Here he is at home, and my initial thought was I think Nola's going to have a nice performance. When I looked at the numbers against him, and knowing that it was a second straight appearance against the opposition, I got cold feet and I backed off. But Noli's not scared at all, and he's on the first 5 under 4.5. Let's see what Daby Cab has to say. Take it away, Daby. Mets, Phillies.
I think I said this. I don't know if it was last time I was on here in the chat one time, but some people, they get worried about playing a pitcher. Like if he threw good against them, he's probably going to throw good again. It's not a thing where it's like, oh, we just saw him, like, let's get him. It's not like a third time through the lineup type thing. The third time through the lineup is like a feel of that game. It's also the pitcher getting a little, more into his pitch count. Things are going to start flattening out. You're going to start having a feel of how they're setting you up with pitches that game, which pitchers can come out and pitch completely backwards from how they do one game to the next. So don't look at like, oh, he just threw against him and he did good, but they've already seen him as a bad thing. Like if he has their number, he knows what works, and he can now mix his pitches up and get to that point just a different way and be more creative with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
So I also capped this in favor of Philly. I'm simply not on it because they can't they can't score a fucking run, man. They're driving me crazy. I had Philly yesterday in the first 5 against the Rangers. Nobody scored. Neither of them scored. I don't even know how the game ended. I didn't check it after it ended because I was so frustrated with it. So I don't know who won. All I know is there was no runs scored in the first 5 innings. So under would make sense, like Noli's saying here. Or I don't know what the juice is on a no-run first inning, and I don't play those. But if I was going to, this might be a situation where I would. This cap towards the Phillies. I mean,
yeah, look, Raven in the Desert giving Nola's career stats 9-5, 3.32 ERA versus the Mets. But then, when I look at batter versus pitcher, all I see is so much history against Nola. Pete Alonso, 353 and 34 at bats with 4 homers and 7 ribbies. Mark Kanya, 333. Eduardo Escobar, 333.
So these are positive numbers against him. See, now that's a different thing. I thought you were just talking about just like the last game, because he did pitch good last game, right? Against him.
He pitched really good.
Okay. Really now lifetime numbers are that's a different thing than what I was just describing. But so you gotta pick your poison there. Which one are you gonna go with? Are you gonna go with the last game or their lifetime numbers?
I mean, I think that I expect that Nola will have a good start here. But
I would too.
The question for me is there risk reward here? And there's just not. The Phillies
because the value you'd like a little more value in the Phillies here, since the Mets. Everybody bets the Mets.
Yeah. So I'm not comfortable with it. But we see here, like, from a market standpoint, you have 64% of tickets on the Mets and less of the cash. I love that. So there's 64% of tickets on the Mets, and the market's moving towards Philadelphia, making it more appealing for New York Mets backers. I love that. I mean, there's a lot that I like here.
I mean, if I had a free play, I would take the Phillies in some shape or form, whether it be first 5 or full game.
Yeah, so do I. Taijuan Walker is yet to allow a run this year. Then we go back to the under 4.5, which I also like, but I don't want to back it after both pitchers, even though you said that this may be a mistake in strategy after both pitchers pitched well against the opponent. I just think the opportunity to see them 5 days later in a really
it's baseball, so like they could come out and stroke each other. I'm just saying, they now have something to build on, is what I'm saying.
I feel you. No, I feel you. Just not enough for me to bet on it at this point. So I stopped myself from. The plan was to be on Phillies first 5 full game, and I did not pull the trigger. And Daby Cab staying off as well. Let's move on to 7:05 p.m. Eastern. Minnesota Twins 15-10, 7-6 on the road at the Baltimore Orioles, 9-16, 6-6 at home. We're in Camden Yards in Baltimore, Maryland. Let's start with the weather in Baltimore. 63 Fahrenheit at first pitch and very little wind. 3.8 miles per hour out to left and goes down to 1.6 and up to 4.2. Real non-issue there. We'll go over to the line history in this spot. Line history with Archer versus Watkins. Twinkies open up at minus 135, and this came out at Bet365 at 4:31 this morning. Within 56 minutes, there was a 25-cent move to the Minnesota Twins. So they were hammered immediately. Since then, it's come back. And wow, big shout out to Know Something, man. He's running so hot. He's gone from yesterday he'd taken it from 400 to 4K, and now that 400 is up to 8K. Said starting from tuning into the Nightcap show on Pub Sports, and says Cab is the man. Learn how to be a better. Man, Know Something. Thank you so much for that dono, man. It means a ton to us.
You gave me chills. Thanks.
Yeah, it's and then you're up to 8K. It's gorgeous, man. I just love that you've done that, and keep it up, man. Keep cashing, and no need to change your unit size drastically. You're just building a bankroll. And remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You want to slowly build your unit size. You don't need to take quick, fast jumps. But that's a spectacular work. Big shout out to. The
only reason I'm able to do this is because I've heeded your advice throughout the times listening to you, being in the chat like these guys, man. This chat is awesome. We got it's where everything starts. But listening to you say that and manage bankroll, man, it's the only reason I've been able to do this long term. So.
Oh, it's exciting. It was, we all come from, well, I shouldn't say all of us, but, almost all of us come from Pistol Pete Loshak, right? From learning from Pete and listening. And the first thing he talks about every time is bankroll management. Bankroll management. He says it over and over and over and over again. And, but we are a team, and it's really exciting to see you move 400 to 8K. Know Something. It's so exciting. And thank you for sharing that with Pub Sports Radio. It means a ton to us, man.
Hell yeah.
Very exciting. Very, very, very exciting, man. AOD saying, I love you, chat. We be pubbing. Man, it's very fun to see our success. Man. And I believe we got to be about week 5 or 6 of like really, really, really beautiful run here. So I love seeing it. We got Kush God in the house as well. Okay, let's keep rolling here. Archer versus Watkins. So I said that initial move was 25 cents at 5:27 a.m. And then it came back. It came back 10 cents over the next 3 hours. And but right now it moved back again 5 cents. So since the opening, it's been a 20-cent move towards the Minnesota Twins. From a total standpoint, it just keeps climbing. It goes from 7.5 to 8. And then at 9:55 a.m. it went to 8.5. So we're up a full run from the opener. That
bothers me because the one thing that I kind of liked on this was the under, but I don't know enough about Watkins, man. I've tried to study about him. I mean, he did good in the minors, but I can't take that for value, man. Like, and he's done good this year to start, but God, I hate betting people that I don't have a track record with or I don't know,
Yeah, well, we thought Watkins was atrocious. But this year, he's shown that maybe there is potential there. And again, so Sports Insights has one team with full line value and 2 teams at half. The one team with full line value is coming up. We've already talked about how they like the Cincinnati Reds. They have line value on the Cincinnati Reds. They also have line value on the Baltimore Orioles. And Baltimore Orioles have just 18% of these tickets and 22% of the cash. Then 48% tickets, 54% of cash is on.
What does that line value thing do? It just says, hey, here's the shittiest teams that have really good numbers. I'm just kidding. I'd like to track it. I track so much, and I haven't added that to tracking. So, and TJ leaned Baltimore here. Anyways,
Lean Baltimore there anyways. Let's talk about Archer Watkins and then hand it over to Daby Cab. So Archer has looked good so far this year. 15 and a third innings on the season. The K to walk ratio isn't where he'd like it. 14 Ks, 9 walks, but he's a 2.93 ERA, 1.30 whip. His last start was a 9-1 win at the Rays. 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 homer, 4 Ks, 3 walks, and 9-1 win. Of course, that was personal. I'm sure that he still cares about some of those guys over in that other clubhouse and remembers the good times that they all had together. And then Spencer Watkins has looked good this year. Now his K to walk ratio also poor, 8 Ks, 8 walks, but in 17 2/3, he's got a 1.25 whip and a 2.55 ERA. His last start was an extra inning win at home over the Red Sox. He went 4 2/3, 5 hits, 1 earned run, no homers, 3 Ks. Twins are hitting just 237, 697 OPS versus righties. That's better than the Orioles, who are hitting just 231, 653 OPS. Twins bullpen has been lights out of late. So they got off to a really bad start, and they've just been pitching very well. 3.33 ERA, 1.20 whip, and have converted 4 of 7 save opportunities. Orioles bullpen, 3.78 ERA, 1.21 whip, have converted 4 of 5 save opportunities. And Eric Jones liking the over 8.5. Even if I liked the over 8.5, I wouldn't move on it. When you see a total move a full run, for me personally, I think, well, I missed that opportunity. But Eric Jones still likes it even at this number. Take it away, Cab. Twins, Orioles.
Again, man, this is a tough card. What do we got? 9 games. I do have 3 plays in it, so I'm glad that I have something. But I'm off this game also. Archer's trending down, man, like in a good way. I think that he's looking a little better of late. People are hitting 193 off of him. Only 15 innings. That's not a sample size. That's why I say I want a couple more games, because once I can get, I think, like 40, 50 innings, I start trusting what I'm looking at maybe. People are going to start hitting their stride 50, 60 innings. But yeah, he's looked good so far, and he's a 3.8 career guy. So if he's trending down against a not very good hitting Orioles team, I don't hate the Twins here. I can definitely see why people are on him. Dutch, he had hit me up earlier asking about the Twins, saying he's going to start capping more baseball. Shout out to him. I don't hate the Twins here. And I also don't hate the Orioles. That's why I'm not on this game. I don't know enough about Watkins. I don't. So when I don't have a feel on a starter, that throws the whole game off for me.
Understandably so. You were a pitcher yourself, so that all correlates. Twins, Orioles, no action for either of us, and I'm very comfortable staying off this one. Now we get to the taint play of the day. Detroit Tigers at Houston Astros. And if it hits 8, I push and taint wins. Under 8.5 at -115 for taint. That was available at MGM, which is now available in Canada. I had to take the 8 at +100. So taint correlating, and I don't blindly tail taint, even though if I did, it would be successful for me. But if it's the same bet that I've already made, I get very excited, which is what happened yesterday with the Rockies. Actually, I hadn't even moved on the Rockies yet. I hadn't moved on the Rockies first 5 -1/2, so I did. It correlated with my capping, so I went with it. And we're already on the same play right now. So Taint and I are already on the same play, although he got the much better line. Shout out to Sweet Taint. Brian Dance on no-run first inning, and look at Matty Ice saying it's still sitting there. 8.5 at -115 at BetMGM right now. I like this spot a lot, and I give you guys a hint. This is full line value on the Detroit Tigers here with one of my favorite pitchers, Tariq Skubal, on the bump. 26% of the tickets are on the Tigers, but 52% of the cash. Big bets have come in on the Detroit Tigers. 41% of tickets on the under and 86% of cash on the under. Big bets have come in on the under. Millsy in the house. Great to see you. Eric Jones says Astros run line and the under 8. Let's talk about the line history here. No, I didn't just do that. Sorry. Talk about the line history here. We
Taint
have
on the under, Jimmy.
Sorry?
Taint was on the under.
Taint's on the under 8.5. I'm on the under 8. He got -115.
That's a good play.
I got +100. The Tigers opened up at +150. They've just been slowly going down. So they went to plus 145 at 10:04 a.m., plus 140 at 10:32 a.m., plus 135 at 11 a.m. 15-cent move towards the Detroit Tigers, and we've seen big bets come on them. And the total at Bet365 has not moved. It opened under 100. Under 8 at plus 100, and it's still there. Ron Crawford looking at the Astros. Eric Jones says, don't trust Detroit. Real Deal Prime says, Scooball has the stuff. I agree with that. Tariq Scooball coming off a rough start in the 7-1 loss at Minnesota. 5 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, only 3 of which were earned, 4 Ks, 2 walks in a 7-1 loss. He's 1-2 with a 3.05 ERA, 1.21 whip on the season, 20 Ks in 20 2/3. 20 Ks, 3 walks. That's a nice little K walk.
I'm going to pay attention to him today. I haven't really paid. I mean, I've got his numbers and all, but like for me, like I really like to pay very close attention because you saying he's nasty, the chat saying he's nasty. I'm going to watch him, man, because he's a sinker ball pitcher, right?
A lefty sinker ball pitcher. He was the minor league pitcher of the year for the Tigers ball club in, I want to say 2020, might have been 2019, probably 2019 because pandemic year was 2020. So 2019. And then he came up into MLB and he got just lit up and smoked. He was getting destroyed. And I was like, this is going to be perfect. And we waited for the right time. And then we started hammering Tariq Scooball. And we just started making so much money off of him last year.
Is he getting hammered certain times because he's not throwing it? He's not getting movement on his sinker, or what's going on? Because people are still hitting 268 off him this year, but like he must be getting a lot of double play balls and getting out of situation, which is fine. There are some pitchers that, you know, they let people hit them and then they just get ground balls. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, you know, that I think that's probably a level beyond me, whether or not he's not getting movement on the time seat. I mean, that would make sense.
Okay. Well, I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to check him out today.
I love him. And Matty Ice says Scooball struggled versus Twins in every start. Denero saying Scooball is the man. And Matty Ice says, in my opinion, he will be the best pitcher out of all these young arms. And that's including Matt Manning and all the other ones that the Tigers have. And Faedo, who we saw yesterday. Urquidy on the other side has not looked good so far this year. In his last start, he went 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 1 homer, 6 Ks, 1 walk, and 11-7 win at the Blue Jays. This is a much better situation for him because the Tigers are hitting 216, 599 OPS versus righties. Noli No says Scooball deals today. I agree because the Astros aren't the juggernauts against lefties that we remember. 219 with a 672 OPS. Both bullpens have been lights out. That's why I went full game. I did not want to double up here. I probably should have, looking back at it. I didn't want to double up, and I wanted these bullpens to be in effect. Tigers bullpen 2.26 ERA, 1.06 whip, converted 5 of 7 save opportunities. Astros bullpen 2.76 ERA, 1.20 whip, have converted 6 of 8 save opportunities. I don't think it's fair, Sean, to say that Scooball is struggling. He's just coming off a bad start. That's it. And he's only thrown 20 2/3 innings this year.
Yeah.
And that was 5 of those innings. That's the way I see it. But I like him. I like him a lot. And I love that Noli likes him here in this spot as well. Take it away, Daby Cab. Did you move on this?
No, I didn't. But my lean was on the first 5 under here, actually. Man, I might jump on that before the day's over. I want to look into it some more. But I do like the under. I think both of these pitchers have a good outing today. I think it's just the right. I think the under is the right play, and hearing, you know, you talk about it and seeing, you know, taint on it. Like I said, I don't tell people, but when I'm leaning on something heavy and I have other people talking to me about this pitcher, if I don't play it, it's simply because I haven't had the pleasure of really paying attention to Scooball yet, like with my own eyes. So
I'm starting to think of a double up here now. I'm thinking I'm going to add the first 5 under 4.5 as well. Everything's sort of moving in that direction. The Tigers taking money, which tells me Scooball is going to have a nice start. I know that the Tigers aren't hitting righties, so that tells me we have Altuve leaving the lineup yesterday in the game.
he left again yesterday?
Yeah. So
like he was hurt, or he just like they just.
I'm just reading that from the chat. That's from Max Swelly saying Altuve.
I know he's not hitting that great this year, but you can see it, man. Just having him in the lineup makes a difference. I don't know if it's just because he's a leader or what, but this Astros team couldn't score a run to save their life, and then they got him back in there and they put some up, you know, like I think like 4 and 7 with them or something like that. Either way, man, God, he makes such a big difference, and I don't know what it is, because sometimes it's not even with his bat.
And now
obviously it is sometimes.
There's too much implied probability for me not to move on the Tigers first 5 at plus 135. I mean, they don't hit, but it just, I mean, if I'm thinking solely about the implied probability of a bet. I don't know how I don't move on the Tigers first 5 if I think that they have a pitching advantage here that's legitimate. I mean, 42.55% implied probability. Matty Ice saying Tucker, Alvarez, and Pena all struggle versus lefties a lot. Luchace Fox says Tucker is a future MVP. I know Jose was talking about possibly moving on him for MVP this year, and he didn't. And he was like, he kind of wished he has. So, Jose very high on him as well. CT Bay says when Altuve and Alvarez are both in the lineup, the Astros look good. Unfortunately, that has rarely happened. Billy Friedrich says their key career numbers and says ERA and WHIP will improve. The question is, do I want to triple up on this spot? I don't think I just feel like it all makes sense to me. All makes sense to me. The Tigers taking money, no Altuve in the lineup. I'm already on the under 8 at plus 100. I can get 4.5 at minus 120. That's not too much juice for me. All right, so I think I'm adding 2 more spots on this game, and that was fun to break down. And
that makes me want to jump in on this first 5 under, man. I really might join you. If I do, I'll tweet it out and tag you in it.
Perfect, and it will make it official. Okay, and TJ's on Tigers first 5 plus 0.5 at minus 115. I mean, with low volatility,
that's got some value right there.
Yeah, with low volatility expected, if you think the game's going to go under, I just have to see what I would get at the plus 0.5. Wow, minus 120. Wow, that's better than I thought.
Damn, I might move on both of those, man. Golly. I guess that's what we're here to do, though, right? To push the envelope.
Or 5 plus 0. Ooh, that was fun. Okay, we will have action. All right, let's move on. We have 2 games left on this. 3 games left on the card. And there's Don't Ask, Don't Tail says no complaints when you're tailing the taint. What a guy. Don't Ask, Don't Tail. Man, Don't Ask, Don't Tail his donos are monstrous. And last time everybody just stopped with his last dono. It means a ton to us. Don't Ask, Don't Tail, and we just thank you so much. And God, it's just so many cappers inspire us so much. And and Taint, Matty Ice, a big part of that as well. So thank you so much. Don't Ask, Don't Tail. It means a ton to us. And CT Base is 74% bets are on the Astros. What do I have again on that one here? Yeah, 74% tickets on the Astros. Ooh, I think we're on one. Let's move on to 9:40 p.m. Eastern. Miami Marlins 12-12, 6-5 on the road at San Diego Padres, 16-9, 16-4 at home. We're at Petco Park in San Diego, California. We will open with the weather in San Diego. We have a 61 Fahrenheit. 63 Fahrenheit at first pitch, 7.4 miles per hour, sideways in, down to 5.5, and down to 59 Fahrenheit by end of the day. Let's take a look at the line history here in this spot. Sorry, I moved back off the implied probability calculator. We have 3 games left. Sorry, I said 3. And a huge move towards Luzardo and the Marlins. Huge move. Opening up at plus 120, and now it's a pick'em. A 30-cent move, and it's just been moving 5-cent increments, and then a 10-cent increment at 8:12 a.m. So a 30-cent move towards the Miami Marlins. This total opened up at 7. 8:30 this morning, it actually went down to 6.5. It's back at 7. It's minus 120 to the over, but it was minus 115 to the under once it moved back to 7. So money is coming on that over. Let's take a look at the cash flow and see if that all follows suit here. We have. Where is it? Sorry, we have 7,502 tickets in, 41% of the tickets, 49% of the cash on the Marlins. Then 57% of tickets, 62% of cash on the over. Billy Friedrich liking the Marlins here. And CT Bay says Tigers at plus money is a go as well. Okay, so Luzardo, Nick Martinez. Jesus Luzardo, whom we thought was going to be the ace of the A's, was let go, and the Marlins didn't have to give up too much for him. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run. It was a solo shot, 5 Ks, 2 walks, and 3-1 win at home versus the Mariners. It was a shock that the A's got rid of him. You got to think you got to give this kid more time. He has a 3.10 ERA, 1.08 WHIP on the season, And then Nick Martinez, 1-2, 4.12 ERA, 1.68 WHIP, 19 2/3, 18 Ks, 12 walks, 5 home runs. In his last start, he went 5 innings, allowed 5 hits, 2 earned runs, no homers, 5 Ks, 2 walks, and a 7-5 win at the Reds. Joe Yurkovich says bad travel for both teams, maybe low scoring early. Marlins are hitting 247, 729 OPS versus righties. The Padres were hitting lefties really hard. That's died down a little, 234, 739 OPS. Mariners bullpen much better than the Padres bullpen. And the Padres bullpen was two of Jose's sharpest bets yesterday were on the Guardians team total. And he was like, don't worry, we're going to get to that bullpen early. And when we do, we're gonna eat. And he was absolutely right.
Beautiful.
Both of those. And the Padres bullpen, 4.27 ERA, 1.18 WHIP, converted 10 of 14 save opportunities, while the Marlins bullpen, 3.09 ERA, 1.18, has converted 9 of 11 save opportunities. I've not moved on this spot. Should I move on this spot? Take it away here, Marlins, Padres.
Where are you looking to move? Marlins?
I just saw – I can't move on the Marlins when there's been a 30-cent market move on them.
Okay. So you're looking the other way. All right, I tell you what I got here.
I can't really. I was thinking more on the total perspective, but even that's given me mixed moves. I'd like to hear what you're doing here.
Okay. By the way, my house is like shaking with a storm. Like there is a big storm outside. So forgive me if you hear anything. If a tornado hits me, I mean, it is what it is.
It'd be a great way to go out, though. That's what I was telling Nikki when he was like, we were in Miami. I'm swimming in the ocean. He's like, watch out for sharks. I was like, dude, that's a great way to go out.
I mean, it is if you think about it, right?
Oh, yeah. I was backstroking right into these sharks. I was like, let's fucking go, man. Let's fucking go. Take it away here, though. If a twister comes in, man. Great.
So you've heard my take on Martinez, I'm sure. I'm not a fan, man. I watched him for several years with the Rangers before he took his hiatus. And, and he's come back and he's been about what I expect. He shows times where he looks great. He'll hit his spots. He'll hit his corners. His off speed will look all right. And then he leaves the ball right over the middle. He walks somebody with 2 outs and gives up a 2-run homer. It's fucking Nick Martinez. It's what he does. People are hitting 288 already off him this year with 21 hits and 19 innings. He's not a pitcher that you're going to see me get behind. I'm not a fan of him. On the other side, man, like you said, Luzardo's pitching good, man, like really good this year. And, even with his 5'11" career being young, like you said, I'm shocked they didn't give him more time. Hitters are hitting like 178 off of him this year. So anybody on the Marlins, I get it. It makes perfect sense. And even though I think Luzardo's good, he's not a 178 guy. And this Padres team, they can hit a little bit. So right here, man, I took the over 3.5 in the first 5 innings. It's one of my, if I had to call a favorite play on the card today, this would be it. We're talking about 4 runs, man. And I got Nick Martinez on the mound. And I think the Padres can score a couple runs for me too. Like, fuck yeah, sign me up. Even if this one misses, they could get 0 runs in this game. And I guarantee you, if I capped it again, I'd play the over 3.5.
First 5 over 3.5, and you're getting plus money at plus 105. I get it. I absolutely get the look. Why or what kept you off taking a Marlins team total?
What kept me off there? Because usually that would have been where I went right here. What kept me off is I like this Padres team. And I'm not talking like as in like a fan. I like them as like I've been betting them. I've been making money on them. I've been liking what their lineup looks like. They have a problem striking out sometimes, but they hit well. They get people on, they get them over, they get them in. They're a fun lineup from top to bottom to watch, and they're only going to get better. When injuries work themselves out. So I can see this team scoring a couple runs in the first 5. I would be surprised if they don't score a couple runs in the first 5. So again, at a 3.5, I'm blasted at the fact this number is not 4.5. I have no idea why this first 5 total is not at 4.5. So I can't help it. I guess it's because Nick Martinez's ERA. People think that, he was gone for 3 years. We don't remember who he is. Bullshit. I remember who he is. And I've watched him this year. I know exactly who he is. Marlins don't hit that well on the road. I will say that. If there is one negative about them, they haven't been hitting that well on the road. But again, they're going to get me a couple runs out of Martinez at worst. And I think the Padres are going to score a couple runs too.
I like your first 5 over 3.5. I have no issues there. I just think that I would rather focus on Nick Martinez and the Padres bullpen. And if you're going to give me a full game 3.5, Joe, you're giving us a sleepy bat warning, and I just feel like 1.68 whip, 12 walks and 19 2/3 for Nick Martinez. He's allowed 5 home runs already in 19 2/3.
That right there, you just said it. The dude, like, he'll go for 3 innings and look fucking great, and then he'll walk 2 people and give up a 3-run bomb. And it's just like it's all the fucking time. Like, I've seen him do it for so long.
And then we have a Padres bullpen, 4.27 ERA, 1.18 whip, who was just in a doubleheader yesterday. That included travel, leaving Cleveland down here. Well, great breakdowns from everybody. I can understand the Marlins look, and I'm just going to stick with the Marlins team total over 3.5 here.
I like that.
Nice addition to the card that I didn't have initially, and I like it. All right. But I mean, I just wish I had figured this out earlier, because now the Marlins are screaming at me.
Marlins, man, yeah. If you gave me a free play, I'd be all over the Marlins. I'd take them on it. I'd even take them on a money line or on a run line here. I think there's probably value in that. What is it, like plus 170?
I'm gonna find out what it is right now. The Marlins alternate line. Oh, geez, no, not in my book. It's nothing. It's plus 130.
Yuck. Okay, I was hoping for more value there.
Yeah, road team and. Okay, I'm gonna stick with the plan here. But I have some interest in more Marlins. I guess I got to stick to this. I mean, it's moved 30 cents. Now, in the Rays, we had the same situation sort of with the Rays yesterday, but when I was like, look, the Rays got to be the play here, and so I just took them on the -1 line instead. CT Bay says Padres used 8 relievers yesterday, and Billy Friedrich's getting plus 158 on the alternate run line at Bookmaker, which is much better. And Joe Yervitz says Padres are the play if you must.
Over.
God. Okay. All right, Maxwell, you love that team total. Okay, I great breakdown from everybody. Love it. Very excited. Okay, let's move on to 9:40 p.m. Eastern. We have 2 games left on the card. Tampa Bay Rays 15-10, 6-3 on the road at Seattle Mariners, 12-13, 7-2 at home. T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Washington. We have Shane McClanahan going up against Robbie Ray. And man, we talked a lot about how comfortable I was letting Robbie Ray go after his Cy Young win. And, I said, if you have a career year and a contract year, you made yourself more money. You're just not going to get it from me. I would never re-sign anybody after a career year ever.
I remember you talking about that. Yep.
And look at Robbie Ray now. Now look at Robbie Ray can easily, get his shit together, and he did get hit hard by the White Sox who smashed lefties. But Gausman was the right sign. And God, they took so much heat for signing Gausman and letting Robbie Ray go. And look, the sample size is too small for it to be over yet. But McClanahan, Robbie Ray, and both teams have hit lefties decently, especially the Rays. Rays are hitting lefties pretty well. Let's start with the Mariners. I would expect the roof to be up, but I don't know what the weather is like out west right now. Let's just take a look at this. It's so roof will be closed for sure in Seattle. Let's take a look at the line history in the Mariners spot. We have these Mariners opening up at the Rays opening up -115. There's been a 20-cent move towards the Rays. It got to -135 last night, and then there was a 10-cent move back towards the Mariners, but it's back to -135 now. Looking at the total, it opened up at 7 and is now down to 6.5. Now, it was 7 at -125, so expected to go down to 6.5, which is exactly what it's done. It's now at 6.5. When we look at the cash flow in this spot, 8,511 tickets in, 57% of the tickets, 61% of the cash is on the Rays. Markets move towards the Rays. Then we have 63% of tickets on the over, 60% of cash on the over. McClanahan, last start, 9-1 loss at home to the Twins. They hit him hard. 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 homers, but 11 Ks in those 5 innings and 2 walks. McClanahan, 27 innings on the year, 42 strikeouts and 7 walks. And he's Look at that. 42 strikeouts, 27 innings. Robbie Ray last out was a 3-1 loss at the Marlins. 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, no homers, 8 Ks, 4 walks. Rays, as I said, 258, 728 OPS for lefties. Mariners, 214, 704 OPS. Rays bullpen, 2.80 ERA, 1.02 whip, have converted 7 of 9 save opportunities, while the Mariners, 3.21 ERA, 1.13 whip, have converted just 3 of 6 save opportunities. The Mariners got so much hype to start the year, and to think 25 games in, they've had 6 save opportunities. Makes me want to point and laugh at them. Take it away here, Daby. Rays, Mariners.
Yeah, man. I wonder if Noli's still up in this chat. I'm curious if this is at 6.5. If this is an under he'd get involved in. Under is probably the only way I could look in this game. I'm not playing it with this low of a total. There's too much. There's too much. You won't see me on 6.5s very often. Both of these pitchers, like you said, they're good. They haven't been great so far. They've been good, not great, but they both have the potential to be great any day. Man, this is a tough game to cap. Really, it is. If anybody has an angle that they like, I can't talk one way or the other off of it, and that's not something I like. When I can be convinced either way on a play. So sorry, I'm not giving a bunch on this one because I have a bunch of stuff written down. If you want me to talk about all the reasons I'm not making a play, I got you.
Look, this is, we track everybody who comes on the show, and respect. This is not about fire as many. When it comes down to it, this show it's about us succeeding together, and that's more important than anything else. And
absolutely.
if sometimes it's not that exciting, the stakes are fucking high. Yep. So no issue there at all. This game makes me uncomfortable. I have been cashing on the Tampa Bay Rays. Slaughter taking a shot at your A&M hat.
Yeah, I caught that. You know what? I guess I would lean Rays. I think I would lean Rays in this. Maybe if I was going with the Rays, I might go with them full game here. Maybe take a shot at the run line if there's value there, but also under. Again, I'm off of this game though.
Yeah, I think the market is pretty sharp here. And so, yeah, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm off of it as well. Okay, let's move on. We have our final game here on the card, 9:45 p.m. Eastern, St. Louis Cardinals and San Francisco Giants. And this took a while to get to be available to bet. And so a lot of people thought, is either Logan Webb or Miles Michaelis not going to be pitching? And it's Logan Webb. Must be Logan Webb. He's not listed on a couple of these books.
Wait, Logan Webb's not pitching?
Well, I don't know, but he was supposed to pitch, and then they didn't open the lineup.
Yeah, I noticed that, man. All night last night after I capped this, I was like, when are they going to open the line? Because obviously with these two guys on the mound, anyone who likes the under, I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing that here.
So the first 5 is not on the board at Bet365. And if you want to bet the Giants at -140, you can't lock in Logan Webb.
I would not.
Noli knows says Webb's being scratched.
Okay. Well, then again, just like the last game, and I hate to end like this, if he's scratched, I mean, that scratches my whole cap for the game.
Yes. And we all need to, when a line isn't coming out and we knew who we were expecting to start, it means one of those guys is not, something's wrong. And that's why the line's not coming out. So, and Webb, has not looked he's not looked dominant over his last 3 starts, and he didn't look very good at home in his last start against the Nats. But we don't need to talk about Logan Webb. Let's talk about Miles Michaelis. And with that being said, you have to think that the Cards at +120 right now, which can be bet right now, is probably a pretty good look.
Wow. Thank you. Actually, now that you got my head going the right way, yeah, I would definitely take the Cards plus money right now. But do we know who's lined up for the Giants? If
we
Webb's
don't,
on, are they going to go to the bullpen?
It's most likely a bullpen day. This Giants bullpen was just dominating and has stopped. So they still have pretty good season-long numbers. Were very good. 3.09 ERA, 1.19 WHIP, has converted 7-9 save opportunities, but they're not dominating anymore. Miles Michaelis is pitching just like he did when he first came back from Asia. He's pitching lights out. Coming off a 2-0 loss at home versus Arizona, it was only a loss because he ran into Merle Kelly, who's pitching.
We're not going to be able to get that plus money in a little bit if they announce. I don't think, man. You're right.
Yeah, this is. And so remember, this is just an action bet. So at least for me, I would have to say action on it as with my local. It's if there's a pitching change, it's automatically void. So I would have to write action on it instead of the opposite, which is the opposite in most books.
Would you hop on a game with the pitching chains not capped, thinking that like you're getting value on the team, or do you just stay off of it here?
The way I see this, you're getting value. If you're getting Miles Michaelis at plus 120 against the Giants bullpen, that's not as good to me as the numbers indicate. If you were looking only at stats over the last 10 days, you would see them down in the bottom half of the league. I think so. Billy Friedrichs' action on first 5 cards too. This Cards bullpen, 3.21 ERA, 1.15 WHIP, and have converted 6 of 7 save opportunities. This makes sense to me.
So am I getting plus money on a money line first 5 with the Cards right now?
I'm not sure. Let me see if I can find it. It can't bet it.
Oh, you said first 5's not up, right?
But it probably is at some. But I would imagine, knowing Pinnacle and how nervous they get, that this won't be. Oh, it's available at Pinnacle. See, they let you bet the first 5, and they are at plus 123.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll take that. I mean, come on. Yeah. At like money line, right? We're talking no run line, right?
That's money line.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Now Ron Crawford says Cards off a 10-0 win and they travel west. Says good luck with that. So maybe this is a
take me off of that. I want to think about it.
This is the Giants coming off getting slapped in the face. God, I can't even use that term anymore. What the fuck is the hell? This stupid shit. But the Giants coming off of getting beaten up by the Dodgers. There's LJ from H-Town. Great to see you, LJ.
I'm sorry for being so indecisive there. I am still looking at it just because they're traveling, but that makes sense, man. They could come out dead this game. But then again, like some I get it, like, and numbers back that stuff, but it doesn't always back it. Like they're major league hitters. Like there's I mean, hit the ball. I don't know. We'll see. I might get on it.
I think this bullpen's vulnerable.
I might just take a full game too. If they're coming out of the pen, I might as well just be on a full game if I'm going to take it. But getting that plus money with Miles in the first 5, like damn, like come on, like when do we do that? When do we get that?
I think that the Cardinals should be bet here. I understand the concern with them traveling, but I just look, the Giants bullpen has not been nearly as strong of late. And if they're going to go into a bullpen day after just getting beaten up by the Dodgers, I mean, is this a bounce back spot for them at home with the Cardinals traveling? Or do the Cardinals see Miles Michaelis on the mound and think, man, coming off a hard luck loss with you, Miles, last out, let's get you this W today, and you're getting plus money on it. So I think that I move on the Cardinals. So
you taking them full game or first 5?
I'm going to take them full game here. I'm going to take them full game because I want to attack this Giants bullpen. And
what did you get on it?
Right now it's plus 120.
All right, yeah. Go ahead and put me on that with you.
Let me see if I can get a better line for you though. Here, plus 122 I can get.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, go ahead and put me on that with you.
And CD Base is right. Cardinals hitting 226, 624 OPS versus righties. Joe Yurkovich says, what does Jose think? Well, let's find out right now. Oh, yeah.
One other thing I'm going to go ahead and have you put me on. I don't like having an odd number, so I always, if I'm going to add, I've always got 2 plays ready that I like, even when I bet everything I add. So go ahead and put me on the first 5 under. I think you were on that too. Add me to that with you on the Tigers and Astros, and that'll be 5.
Okay, first 5 under in the Astro game. I'll line shop for you there. Jose, what are you thinking about this spot with Webb being scratched in Cardinals San Francisco last game of the night?
I think you've got big balls for taking him without knowing who's pitching. I assume it would probably be Sam Long in a bullpen day as well. I ultimately, like I said, I don't like this card. The Cardinals are 26 against right-handed pitching, so their hitting have not been great as of late. The Giants bullpen is, arguably you could say the best bullpen in the league. But I like Mikolas. I mean, I would have been looking at a first 5 under here. And if you believe in Mikolas, I don't hate the Cardinals look, but I didn't have anything on this game. Ultimately, plus 120 is a good number, but who knows what it could be when it opens back up. If you get a bullpen day, you think you'll get like a minus 110, or do you think the Cardinals will be favorites? What do you think?
I think it moves to like minus 120 plus 100.
See, well, if you think that's the case, taking the 120 alone there is just worth it.
I agree, and I'm going to do it. And you've seen the stats for the Giants bullpen over the last little while. You still think they're fundamentally very, very good, top of the league?
Yeah. I mean, bullpens can come and go, but we still think that Gabe Kapler and this lineup, or this bullpen, I should say, is still solid. It's the Rays and the Giants are kind of becoming cousins of each other right now. They always figure out a way to put these guys together in a winning formula. We were on the Giants team total under, all of us were, and it seems like that's not going to hit, but it's going to be a dogfight. It's obviously still early, and I'm very reactionary, as people know. But I would lean towards the Cardinals if you're getting that plus money at plus 120. But I don't like today's card, so ultimately I'm off this. I don't have a feel for today, unfortunately.
Yeah, me neither. So I don't know why I just added 2 plays, but I did. So we're here.
Okay. Well, you're a weirdo. You just want even number of plays, apparently, Cab.
No, odd
number. Oh, okay. Even worse. So there you go.
No, I can't. I think your show is going to be great. I think these cards are more fun to cap when you're like, there's tricky spots. I think you and Babano are going to have a great show today. Again, say hey plays of the day at 5:30 p.m. with Babano, and give us that glorious record one more time, Jose.
It is 112.88, up 28.49 units, and we're going for 30. Hopefully, we'll get 30 by the next time you see Cab on my show, which will be Saturday. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I've got Saturday with Cab too. So that'll be fun. And then maybe you'll see us together the very next Saturday, because maybe we'll be sitting beside each other and stuff. It'll be fun.
Yes.
Who knows?
Yes.
I love it. And you guys, if you can jump on when you're done, if you could jump on the horse show and just let some of the horse guys know what you're on, we'd love that as well.
I'm gonna hop in there with you guys on Friday and Saturday, not the whole time, because I know you guys are about to grind that shit out, but I'm gonna be on there with you guys both days.
Oh, I can't fucking wait. We have a question here for you, Daby. Do you want the under 4 plus 112 in the Tigers Astros, or the under 4.5 at minus 118?
I'll take the half on that one. I'll take the 4.5 on that one. Even though I've been hunting value, that half a run could be huge. Jose, you disagree with that?
No, I'm right there with you. Honestly, I wasn't even listening to the question.
Oh, you gave a little shake. I was like, yeah, I get it. But yeah, on that one, I'll take it. Plus, I hunted value on the other place.
All right, you guys, stick around here, both of you guys, while we close up the show. Let's review all action. Ron Crawford, MLB spreadsheet play today is the Los Angeles Angels, and his NHL spreadsheet play today is Colorado minus 1.5. And shout out to our Ron Crawford. Mr. Gogster in NHL has, before the show started, he tweeted out his action, but he made a bunch of odd additions in the huge game that's going on at MSG tonight. This is what Gogster put out as his action. Sorry, I missed it here. Should have already retweeted.
Hey, James Little, Jimmy, I'm gonna answer somebody. He's asked a couple times. He's asked what my best bet was. I usually am not. I bet evenly across the board, like Jimmy does. I think like Jimmy does. I don't speak for him, but I bet evenly to win 1 unit across the board. If I had to pick, it would be the over first 5 in the Padres game, over 3.5.
There you go. Over 3.5, first 5 in the Padres game. Mr. Gozer's on the Rangers in regulation at plus 107, and Dallas Calgary first period over 1.5 and minus 106. In NHL, he added the Pens team total under 2.5 minus 105. Pens first period under 0.5 at plus 112, and the Rangers to win the series at plus 145. I'm interested in that under 5.5 in that series. in that game today. I think I might move on it at plus 110. It feels like there's good implied probability there. Or should I be so afraid of the Ming actually getting touched that I would just take the Penguins under? I've got to make that decision. I do not want to double up on it. I'm not going to double up on it. The only hockey bet I made already, Panthers first period -0.5 at plus 120. Spenny penny bombs on it as well. You got that at plus 115. It's now plus 115. And I said spreadsheet play days, Colorado -1.5. TJ, who's up ROI at 30% in MLB, and he took the first 2 weeks to study, and so he's just been hammering of late, and he's been very, very successful. He's on Detroit first 5 -0.5 Detroit first 5 plus a half -115. LA Boston over 8 at plus 103. Cincinnati Milwaukee over 7.5 at -113. And he's on Cleveland first 5 over 4 at -115. Toronto Cleveland first 5 over 4. Matty Ice Taint play of the day is Detroit Houston under 8.5. Red Girl slap that ass play of the day -135 on the Angels. I already am on the Angels, and I got bad lines because before Trout got pulled from the lineup. Angels first 5 -0.5 -115. Angels -1 -114. Say Hey play of the day is the Red Sox at plus 108. And Daby Cab is on the Angels first 5 -0.5 at plus 100.
Stick in the wind.
Stick in the wind. Man, I can't wait for us to write that song. It's just going to be so beautiful. Blue Jays -1.5 at plus 115. That was a Cab look. Then I stayed off the Phillies. My man, Officer of 50, Ayash Yala, Robert Cherry, he's on LA Angels money line, Toronto money line, Milwaukee money line, Philly money line, Houston money line, Tampa Bay money line, and San Diego money line for Robert Cherry. Sean Thompson's on the Red Sox plus 108 with Jose. He's on Cleveland plus 146, Philly run line, and Seattle at plus 120. Then I am already on the under 8 at plus 100. I'm already on the Taint play of the day. I just got it the worst number. I'm adding the first 5 under 4.5. I'm adding Tigers first 5. I haven't decided if I'm going to take them first 5 plus a half at -120 or first 5 plus 135. That's going to take a little more thought. And then Cabby is adding the first 5 under 4.5 at -118. That is an addition. I'm also going to add the Marlins team total over and the Marlins -1. Rays, Mariners, no action for me. Cab is on the Cards plus 122. I'm going to add the Cards plus 120 myself. That is our action today.
Let's go.
And Nufflush Allen says, please remember what the Giants and Dodgers did last year after facing each other. What the hell did they were they very good?
Tell us what they did.
Yeah, I'm running. I imagine that means that the Giants, after playing, I don't know. Nufflush, please come in. Please come in and tell us what the fuck they did. Please tell me right now. Jose has Babano on his show at 5:30 p.m. today, and Daby Cab is on the show on Saturday. Daby Cab, could you please let everybody know about your new show?
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, guys. 7:30 Eastern. You know, it's me and Boston Nick. We're going out, and we always got great people with us. LJ's been in there. C-Mac's been in there. Jimmy's hopping in there today. Jose's been in there. Basically, you know, crack a beer, get a drink, get a water if you don't drink. I don't care. Roll a joint. Come hang out with us. We're cashing live bets. We're talking about the games that haven't started yet. Talking a little shit to each other, having some laughs. It's just fun. It's just a good time. So come hang out with us. It's at 7:30.
What day? Every day?
Tuesday and Thursdays. Sorry.
The question is, will this man hit the 30 unit mark by the time that Daby's on a Saturday show? Will this man hit the 30 unit mark?
You know, Jim, speaking of all these images, I have the rough draft for next week already made up.
Oh, can I see it?
Sure. You'll see it right here. I got a good chuckle out of it. We've got next week, Wednesday through Friday. It's going to be a great time. The first draft of Betting with Bouquet. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to have all the guests that you guys usually have on, but just with my star personality hosting it. What could possibly go wrong? I may or may not do the entire NHL segment with the hockey mask on. Who's to say?
Well, I think everybody's excited. And, you know, your capping speaks for itself. So Fireside says needs more stash. This show needs more stash. One man we've never seen Lecce us out of here is Daby Cab. But before we do that, I'd like to say thank you to all you guys. Don't forget horse racing. Nonstop from now on. 48 hours straight horse racing for us. That is tomorrow, Friday, May 6th, 10:15 a.m. And then can you pop the Saturday one up? There we go. Saturday is our Kentucky Derby special. I can't wait. And Nuke Worker, I use HPI Bet too. But you're right. In Ontario, the books are a problem now for horses. We don't have the option of also using Bet365. So I use HPI Bet. That's what I use, and it's great. But you can get better lines if you have both open, the offshore and HPI. And Razor says 21 hours from Cash It Friday in the best 48 hours on Pub Sports Radio. I can't fucking wait. I can't wait. Thank you guys so much. Joe Yurkovich, Sean Thompson, A-Yo-D, Lou Chase, Fox, P, Parlay, Raven in the Desert, Jay Peasy for Sheezy, LJ from Houston, Sammy Calmer, Max Swelly, James Lil, Canadian Capper 72, CT Bays, Dennis Garcia says, so no USFL today. I apologize, Dennis. I apologize. Nuke Worker, all you guys, thank you. Raven in the Desert, Abel A. Piker, thank you guys so much for your support on behalf of all of us. Great job producing the show, Jose. Thank you for all your hard work. And on behalf of Jeff Slaughter and everyone here at Pub Sports Radio, we thank you. Daby Cab, can you leche us into the future?
Yeah. Hey, first time, so I might be a little loud, but hey, leche, los motherfucking bookmakers. Let's go, boys. Let's go.